Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm Will Dragon, and this is our continuation of our playthrough of Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. But of course, the Void Shadows DLC and on Grim Darkness mode. That's right, we're going to try and get from the beginning all the way to the end without a single death. We are currently waiting for the game to load. Now, we are currently about to go into the bowels of our ship once more because somebody filled our bath with mutagenic blood. And so, off we go. So the officer's deck we have set up. So let's go forth with our current party. Wow, officer's deck. You don't want to be an underclass, I'll tell you that much. Such is the fate of many in the universe of Warhammer 40,000. Millions endlessly toil away to simply keep the war machine going. And here we are having a lovely meeting with sweet treats and lovely things. Tulbrook barks at the officers gathered before you. Her ladyship, the Rogue Trader, has seen fit to honour us with her presence in order to monitor the course of the investigation. You are expected to perform your duties immaculately and report your every step to me. Should any of your actions bring shame to the enforcers, you will answer to me personally. Let's have a quick look at what we've got. We've got a couple of scribes here in the background, and we've got another scribe here, a couple of enforcers out front, a couple of just shipmen. A couple more scribes, a whole bunch more scribes. There's a lot of scribes here. And then there is myself. That is Heinrichs. We have our blood spinner, Idira. That looks like Cass in the background. Where is my blade spinner? Where is Keebler? And of course, then this is a picture of our glorious void ship. Continue. Lord Captain, the three officers before you have been tasked with conducting the investigation. First, Captain Klein is a veteran with a record of quelled uprisings of mutant abominations in the colonies. Captain Ginevri is young, but she has already preempted several mutinies among the ship's rabble. Lastly, there is Captain Hocto. His interrogation skills deserve credit, and he knows how to instill fear and respect firmly in the minds of the riffraff. Okay. What are your findings thus far? We discovered a worker's corpse, mutilated and desiccated. We are still looking into the man's identity and position, but the Chirurgeon's report has confirmed that among all the blood that was pumped into your bath chamber, blood-carrying mutagens was indeed his. The workers from the nearby decks have all been checked for generic aberration, but the mutations identified are all within the norm for laboring masses. They are being rounded up for interrogation as we speak. Ah, there's Elliot, sitting high up in the air. So much noise and empty violence. I'm surprised you're able to find anything in this pandemonium of your own making. How do you plan to question them all? Our interrogation techniques are broad and varied, however nothing loosens the tongue like corporal punishment. Beatings, mutilations, torture, public executions. When combined with psychological pressure, such methods work wonders. It is inhumane. Methods may be brutal, but their effectiveness has been proven over centuries of practice. No criminal will confess if you ask them politely, but if you shatter their finger and courteously remind them how many unshattered bones they still have left in their body, that is a different conversation altogether. That is how the truth is born. Have faith. As you command, Lord Captain, do you have any working theories? The mutants are plotting. They've been breeding like void rats, so they're getting cocky. Must have wanted to infect your ladyship with their plague. It wasn't an attempt on the Lord Captain's life, it was a threat. The rebel are planning a revolt, so they're trying to terrorize us. Soon you will drown in blood. The insurgents pride themselves on such metaphors. Meanwhile, Captain Hocto is convinced that it was the work of Voigtgear's surviving cultists. However, I believe this to be a warning rather than a threat. What we need to establish is who is trying to warn us and of what. Interesting hypothesis, but I doubt it is that simple. Mistress Sourback, grant me access to the investigation files. I have my own thoughts on what is going on here. Of course, Master Interrogator. What do you propose we investigate first? The body. Once we have ascertained the dead man's identity, we'll be able to locate his associates and narrow down the number of suspects. Captain Klein is in charge of examining the corpse. Yes, your ladyship. I'm almost done with my report. As soon as it's ready, I'll deliver it to you. And let us begin. Okay, Klein's in the middle. She's obviously the young up-and-comer. And then that leaves him to be the other one. Please enjoy the refreshments that have been prepared for you, Lord Captain. I assume sometime later we will get to this report. Identifying the victim has proven impossible. His face has been smashed in and his body is badly maimed. There are too many wounds to determine the exact cause of death. But presumably he died after the killer slit his throat. That's how they drained his blood. No external signs of mutilation were found. In other words, we have nothing, Klein. This isn't a report, it's a declaration of our incompetence before the Lord Captain. You will keep digging around inside that corpse until you have produced some results. I should have 100% on awareness. Study the enforcers' faces. Ginevri looks at Klein with sympathy. She clearly cares about him. Does not wish to trample on her comrade's honor with words of comfort. Proctor regards Klein with a contemptuous smirk while Klein scowls back at him. What about internal signs? Performing an autopsy was inadvisable due to the danger of contamination connected there with genetic aberration. See a flash of genuine horror in Klein's eyes before his gaze turns glassy. You have seen that look before in the eyes of other veterans. It's the expression of someone reliving painful memories that have left behind scars. They cannot hope to overcome such trauma on their own. They would need help, or a partner, or perhaps some strong emotional stimulus. I've heard that medici officers often perform autopsies in pairs. One cups up the body and the other records the findings. You should get a partner, Klein. According to regulations, one enforcer is required for this duty. However, your ladyship's proposal is reasonable. You have someone specific in mind. Ah, damn it, I forget which way it went. Never looks at Klein with sympathy. Catch Ginevra's grateful look, then watch as she smiles encouragingly at Klein. Come on, Klein, you'd better teach the greenhorns how to carve up mutants. I'll grab us a pair of respirators. Make sure we don't catch anything. I've examined the filth inside and out. Its innards are a genetic nightmare. It's a bag of corruption wrapped in human skin. Extra organ scales, atrophied ingrown limbs. But that's not what's important. The body was disfigured posthumously. The cause of death. They killed the mutant with surgical precision before opening his throat and draining his blood. It wasn't after the crucial murder that they crushed his head and tried to cover up his wounds. The wounds were so brutal I almost missed his work tattoo. The victim was a pipe warden, and I found this in his throat. Klein presents a bloodstained raven feather. Certain legend springs to your mind, one involving Saint Quirine, who was granted a portent of enemies hiding among the faithful. When Quirine prayed to the Emperor for a sign that would reveal the traitor, a raven's feather burst out of her mouth to inscribe the names of the conspirators. Only someone versed in the symbology of the Imperium could have left such a message. Remember Saint Quirine. Vile mutants did not make allusions to saints. This was someone versed in the creed. What do pipe wardens have to do with anything? Pipe wardens are other worker clans that service the ship's sewer systems. Tattoo indicates the worker's status and personal number. This one was SB24601, Senior Pipe Warden. He wishes to give you a gift of Amasec, and downs it instantly. Evidently he is in no state to save you the bouquet and taste of the fine drink you have offered him. What purpose was the corpse mutilated? Someone wanted to hide the cause of death. What I fail to understand is why they would then leave the body out in the open instead of disposing of it. Imperative we find whoever mutilated this body. I concur. Would you like to give us specific instructions, Lord Captain? Specifics are mainly impediment to flexible thinking. Follow your heart. Follow my heart, but of course I should have thought of it myself. Lord Captain. Thank you, your ladyship, for your wise counsel. What is our next step? We should run the victim's identification number through the masterwork log cogitator. Machine Spirit favors us. We will be able to narrow down the number of suspects. Ginevri, this is your arena. Receive the report. We're missing someone. Allow me to introduce the esteemed tech priest Androvita Phi. She believes she has the right to obstruct the investigation and refuse to grant the enforcers access to the master cogitator. A request that the lame woman's willful activities be halted. She intends to torment the machine spirit of the masterwork log cogitator Iota 3B. The venerable spirit is ill and in no disposition to endure such abuse. The spirit is old and quick to anger. It therefore calls for a sensitive approach, not a torturous intrusion by a brutish laywoman. Since the start of this watch, the spirit has been unwell, so we've been trying to soothe its woes by applying sacred unguents and sensing the great machine's boards. The dogma of data recuperative quarantine prohibits any disturbances to blessed machines found to be in such a state. On a mold and cankerous, I'll demand aromatic unguents and a hookah to fumigate my sacred lungs too. Then again, why wait? Why exactly does this data recuperative dogma prescribe? Let no profane hand touch the sacred machine stricken. Let the mechanism be shielded from all worldly troubles by a veil of righteous litany, and let its shrine be thricely honored till the malady is no more. Till the malady is no more. I feel like it's the same. I think maybe there's a comma in thingy. English, fun language. Judging by Minerva's expression, she would rather have her profane hands touch Androvita Phi's neck. We cut off the extreme tech priest's hand and use it to commune with the machine spirit. We'll go for persuasion. Androvita Phi shoots Ginevri a sidelong glance. Very well, I shall disturb the spirit, but I demand that the laywoman show respect and do as she is told. We got... Raising her hands high, Androvita Phi wails, Omnisire preserve us. Great Spirit was infected by a layperson. That is the culprit you should be searching for, not some pipe warden. Sacrilege. We discovered that the cogitator's malfunctions began after an unauthorized attempt to access it was made. Someone deliberately angered the machine spirit in order to bury the work logs. Thankfully, the esteemed tech priest was able to appease the spirit and extract the information we needed. The victim's name was Otto. On the day he died, he was servicing valve 27B, which supplies water to the rogue trader's bath chamber. He also had a partner who has yet to appear for duty since the incident occurred. We have a suspect. Did the murderer get to the cogitator too? Impossible. Since the start of the watch, this area has been used as the center of operations. No rebel could have slipped it by unnoticed. Moreover, a common pipe warden wouldn't know how to commune with a machine spirit. The murderer had help. So who is the partner? Senior Pipe Warden Gwedon, number SP26855. An 8th generation pipe warden, no registered infractions. Excellent discipline, perfect work record, an exemplary servant of the Imperium. Your ladyship, there was a man named Gwedon among the rabble waiting to be interrogated. He immediately struck me as suspicious. Please allow me to question the man in your presence. Bring him in now. Before you stands a gaunt man in work clothes. His face is swollen from the bruises and several of his fingers are broken and sticking out at odd angles. He stares vacantly into the distance with watery eyes. Start talking, you miserable wretch. You tried to kill the Lord Captain, didn't you? Rotko grabs the worker by the lapels. Gwedon's coat flies open, revealing crude occult symbols painted all over his body. What's this? Heretical brand. Cultist scum. Gwedon lows, baring what remains of his teeth. Yes, it was me. I tried to put a curse on the Lord Captain. I killed my partner in a wicked ritual, rubbed elbows with them demons, consorted with them, all to carry out a dark plot and doom the Lord Captain for the glory of my almighty master. Burst into a fit of hysterical, theatrical cackling. We have ourselves a model cultist here. There is a ritual, a curse, and a plot. He even consorted with them demons. How kind of him to confess all that immediately. His words, he is trying to paint them over with fake garish hues, but his abject terror carries with it too much black and grey. What does he hope to accomplish with this? He has admitted everything, the vermin. I have insisted time and again that the assassination attempt was carried out by one of Voigtgear's surviving henchmen, and I was right. I guess we weren't so thorough in clearing them out as we thought. I'm thinking it's Enforcer Hrotko. He would have access to the cogitator in this whole area. He has clearly gone and persuaded this man. Assess the Force's reaction to the confession. Hrotko looks proud and self-important. Ginevri is biting her nail as if hesitant to say anything. Sauerbach is observing the worker in silence, apparently sunk deep in thought. Meanwhile, Klein merely stands still with a distrustful grimace on his face. Other than Hrotko, no one here seems to believe that you are looking at the real culprit. Expertly done. Ginevra, you have much to learn. It seems that Klein was too quick to blame the mutant. We are dealing with demon worshippers here. Now, with a distrustful grimace on his face. Other than Hrotko, no one here seems to believe that you're looking at the real culprit. I don't believe he's looking at and we're looking at the real culprit either. I agree, Lord Captain. I want the truth. Who are you and who told you to give us this pathetic confession? And starts bawling. He gives up on his sinister theatrics and babbles in the voice of a common worker. Forgive me, your ladyship. I'm not Gwedon, and I'm not a heretic. Yart me name, I'm a laundryman. Please have mercy, they took my family. That enforcer said she'd throw them out the airlock if I don't confess. You made me draw these unholy marks on myself. What enforcer? Name, give me her name. Ginevri, her name was Ginevri. What? I swear that I have not. We will deal with... The edge in Sauerbach's voice causes everyone present to freeze, but you also hear a note of bewilderment. We will deal with her later. I will handle the search for Gwedon myself. Lord Captain, would you have us execute this demon worshipper? Truly, no word sounds sweeter to this monkey's ears. You have anything to say? I have never threatened his family, and I certainly did not force him to lie and draw heretical signs. I barely even remember his face. I may have interrogated him beforehand, but it was someone else who put him up to this. And yet he knows your name and pointed you out right away. Do you not find that funny? And do you not find it funny that your head is always up your arse, Hrotko? Obvious that someone framed her. Cease this bickering. Lord Captain, what we have here is a liar and a well-coached one at that. He will never confess on his own. What do you suggest we do? Pensively take an appetizer. Faith changes people. Take a book of Psalms and read it to him till he confesses. Change our approach. Should we also grant him a pleasure palace in the spires of Dargonus while we're at it? Lord Captain, I doubt you'll get the dots to reside, but we will do everything within our power. What do you want us to do with him when we are done? What are those heretical symbols and let him rejoin his family? It will be done. There's no cause for alarm, Lord Captain. This conspirator may have been fake, but now it is only a matter of time before we find the real culprit. We have the pipe warden's names and identification numbers, and we know which clan they are from. We will keep pressing the riffraff until either a culprit confesses or someone turns him in. I will handle this. Please enjoy your meal in the interim, Lord Captain. The scoundrel will appear before us soon enough. Conclude the investigation in the mess hall in the officer's deck. The real pipe warden Gwedon has been found and is being escorted here as we speak. Are there any remaining questions you wish to address before we hear from Gwedon himself? You can start by reporting on the results of the additional investigation efforts. We've thoroughly questioned all the detainees known to have a violent temper and compared the tools and weapons we seized with the wounds found on the corpse, but have not been able to establish who was responsible for the mutilation. Take full responsibility for this failure. The interrogation of the detainee Yart had to be suspended. He seems to have gone mad. He just keeps mumbling that it was Ginevri who set him up to lie, and that he must therefore be set free. I doubt we will get anything further out of him, be it with cruelty, kindness, or holy prayer. Concludes my report. Someone attempted to mislead our investigation. Let's go over the facts we have on this sabotage and compile them. The body of the deceased was mutilated after death. It is likely that the nature of the injuries would have proven very useful in the investigation, and that the perpetrator concealed them for that very reason. Someone sabotaged the work log cogitator, so it would be hard for us to find the victim's partner, who might have information valuable to the investigation. Instead of the murder's man's partner, we were given a fool, one who thoroughly incriminated himself first before admitting that Captain Ginevri had put him up to it. Starbuck glowers at Ginevri, and she pales with fear. Who was guarding the body? It was Ginevri. I relieved her when I came to inspect the corpse, which by then had already been cut up. Corpse was already looking like that when it came under my purview, but I could not get the name of the officer who disclosed it. The deck was such a mess that I decided I would deal with it later. Who had access to the work log cogitator? The tech priest did not let anyone near the cogitator. They even tried to prevent the enforcer's investigation. Ginevri, were you there the entire time? Yes, ma'am. Since the start of the watch, I went there right after I handed the body over to Klein. The only time I stepped away was to retrieve the data slate from my quarters. I left a watchman, but he went missing. Most likely one of the officers did not realize he was on duty and sent him off on some errand. But I was only gone for a few minutes. Very convenient. A missing sentry, data slate misplaced against regulations. Drums his fingers on a holster on his belt where his own data slate sits tightly nestled. I don't understand how I could have forgotten it. I always check my gear when I go on duty. I may have conducted his preliminary interrogation, like so many others. Horotko requested my assistance because of my experience in dealing with the rabble. But I swear that there is no truth to these accusations against me. I have never threatened his family, and I certainly did not force him to lie and draw heretical signs. I barely even remember his face. I may have interrogated him beforehand, but it was someone else who put him up to this. Transcript says you conducted Yart's interrogation alone. Why is that? Because I can handle a single laundryman. We're missing something, I reckon. Like, I genuinely think it was Rocco still. I think that data slate on his belt is his. I mean, he could just be a pompous ass. He requested Ginevri's help. Neither arguing nor begging for mercy, she surrenders her weapon and allows herself to be led away. Klein watches her with gloomy expression, and as she passes him, he notices her whisper something in his ear. Now let's proceed with interrogating the pipe warden. Pipe warden does his best to remain reverently bowed, which paints a rather comical picture given his formidable height and complexion. He lowers his head, tugging at his beard. Senior pipe warden Gredon, honored to serve. Lord Captain, I'm ready to confess to everything. I am, and I'm proud of it, Lord Captain. The pipe warden's craft is hard work, but necessary. My number is SP26855. My work partner was the late Otto. Number SP24601. I oversee the water supply systems on the upper decks, sectors A3, K8, and R2. That includes valve 27B. There can be no mistake, I have verified his identity myself. It has also been confirmed by the other workers. You kill your mutant partner. I didn't kill him, and I didn't know he was a mutant. Otto and I always got along, even if he wasn't much for talking. But then, a servant of death came from the darkness, ended him quickly but harshly. She bled him dry and put a black feather in his throat. She told me to pump blood into the pipes, and then she left. I wanted to confess, but I was afraid she'd come for me too if I did. Servant of death. And do you mean by the servant of death? A holy slayer in black and crimson and bone. Feared by all, they are, quiet and merciless as death itself. They come from the shadows to kill because the Emperor commands them so. You have already met the servants of the Bloodspun Web, Lord Captain. Their grim procession is not one the upper decks will soon forget. I did as the servant of death commanded. She said the Emperor gave the first spinner a sign that your ladyship should be bathed in the blood of poor Otto, my partner, and I was scared, so I obeyed. The first spinner, are you talking about the Vizier of the Bloodspun Web? Yes, that's him. He leads the death cultists. The lot who worship the Emperor by killing. His spinners hunt down heretics, but sometimes they take righteous lives too. Their service is mysterious, fervent, and bloody. The Vizier ordered it, there must have been a reason. The Undying One must have revealed something to him that we are ignorant of. Summon the Vizier of the Bloodspun Web. I wish to hear his explanation. As you will. Your ladyship, if I may ask, what happens to me now? Never meant to anger you. I thought I was doing as the Emperor willed it. But here we are. I'm a simple man, I know pipes, and I know them a lot better than all this people business. My eyes aren't what they used to be, but I can still smell rust in metal, though not so much in people's thoughts. You acted as a true... I mean, this Warhammer 40,000 earlier is still hovering. And we've reloaded this scene about a half a dozen times. You were deceived into becoming an accomplice. Give him lashes. We've done, Lord Captain. I'd also order to have his fellow pipe wardens thoroughly examined for rust in their brains. My mum always said I'd die an idiot. No, I don't want you to die. But you did, you know, work out of fear against the rogue trader. I don't know if I can accept that. The Vizier of the Bloodspun Web treads lightly and silently as if his old gaunt body has no weight at all. He whispers weakly. Domin Sisi willed to see me, and so I have come. Nod respectfully. He responds in an equally respectful manner. Let their deeds be weighed. Investigation has established that the Bloodspun Web orchestrated an attack on her ladyship by means of pouring unholy blood into her bath. This affront. The old man's murmur drowns out Sauerbuck's relentless voice. Domin Sisi knows the truth. So it was done, for so I did will. It was no affront, but a prophecy. For my hands, the divine, unsullied martyrs offered their souls and bodies into his imperishable embrace. I gazed into the red rivers of their smouldering lives, and I did see a roiling unclean staining the bays, reaching for the anointed lady of the Ark. Roiling unclean staining the bays. In my apprentice's last sighs, I heard the Undying One's whisper. He bid me, bathe the Domin Sisi in the blood of he who must go, and they who have been righteous. For this will shield the Domin and strengthen her body against the roiling unclean. I obeyed. You mean by the roiling unclean? He did not reveal, but it is corruption itself. It offends him. It tastes as sweet as fetid waters in old pipes. It promises are the deception of an enforcer's smile. Its face is elusive. I speak, move, and draw breath because he wills so. I defy not the Undying One, neither in death that gift and takes, nor in my living existence. Your vision have been false. I have the cards of his tarot, washed in the blood of the righteous. They make no mistakes, and neither does he send false visions. Only mortals err. They who read the signs, they who interpret. I know not, I heard only the name, and I knew he must go. Yes, we need no more knowledge of that. Situation is clear, your ladyship. The Emperor has sent us a portent. The protector of mankind guides the hands of his holy servants to guard us and warn us of hidden threats. Regardless of how regularly you kneel before an altar, I advise you to take this warning seriously. If I am correct in my suspicions about what is transpiring here, and I pray to the throne that I am not, then you can indeed consider this incident a sign that the Emperor is watching over you and this ship. This monkey has drawn attention to the mutant in a way that could not be ignored. A shrewd tactic if the threat is indeed as great as he believes. It would be a coincidence that the victim of the ritual was a genetic aberration. The officers around you keep a respectful silence, but you can tell by their faint smiles that they find the very idea of doubting the Emperor's providence absurd. Why so cryptic? My theories are classified information of the Inquisition, and I cannot divulge without good reason. If evidence comes to light that confirms my fears, I will disclose everything necessary. If, however, my concern is baseless, I would not wish to share knowledge dangerous to you without cause. Ah, I think I know what this is about. Rhea freezes, listening to silence, and nods to nothing. Yes, yes, I will tell her. He turns his sewn, shut eyes to you once more. We are seeds in your hands, giver of life. Whether you keep us or scatter us, we will remain grateful. Be that as it may, we have hit a dead end. We hoped that exposing the cultists would lead us to the aberration's lair. However, the investigation must continue. No spinner or brave warrior from the Domin's circle can find the roots of the unclean, for it can appear as human and act as human. Only its thoughts betray its vile nature. Only its thoughts are never human. Weiss. Anxious silence falls the moment Sauerbach says this one word. She narrows her eyes. Is it unclean thoughts we need to find? Very well, let Weiss find them. He knows how, no matter how badly he wishes that the rest of us forgot about it. Benny Zachary is a fearsome hunter. When he hunts, the flagship wails. When he thinks, my teeth creak, and I can feel pain as if I am young again. But his power is great indeed. He can hunt down our prey. How can the choir master of the Astropath be of use to us? Justine Zachary Weiss can perform the ritual of thought reading. His practice lets him do a cursory examination of the minds of thousands of people in search of certain individuals. A ritual as rare as it is dangerous, and only someone as versed as Master Weiss can accomplish such a feat. He'd done something like that before. Once, Lady Theodora made use of his services to expose spies on board, who apparently had been in the employ of Lord Inquisitor Calcazar. As far as I know, the Inquisition's involvement in the matter was never proven. Spreading dubious rumors is a precarious habit that you would do well to abstain from. What is it, Iceman? Are you worried we might take a peek inside your own dark thoughts? Well, don't be. We already know we can't trust you. Correct me if I'm wrong. I would say the one least eager will be Master Weiss himself. Last time his efforts caused some severe warp manifestations, the ritual truly is perilous. I didn't see the ritual. Weiss kicked me out. But the echoes of it that reached the decks were enough to scare me. Weiss is a mighty old Grox, but his head is a mess. And I mean the bad kind of mess, the astropathic kind. So we think twice before we risk having whatever lives inside his head crawl out. Hera can perform the ritual. I hear you, yes, the witch is weak. Death whispers of many names that it will claim if she is allowed. Names whose time to be erased is not now. I'm not weak. Lady Theodora didn't keep weaklings around, and neither does the Lord Captain. But a telepathic ritual of that scale would really be too big of a bite for me on my own. Just listening to the whispers from behind the door of frying someone with lightning, I can do it. But looking for mutants by following the trail of their unclean little thoughts, that takes a special kind of learning. My duty will be done when the threat is eliminated. I will brief the enforcers while you consult Choir Master Weiss, Lord Captain. Let us speak to our Choir Master and see what can be done. Okay, so yeah, we're not going to get Adira to do it, because that, by the sounds of things, is mildly suicidal. We do, however, have a rank. Let's quickly go and do that. Oh, we get to claim our next ability. Now, we do have to claim the bounty, I think, for CC. Cole the Bold is... The next target that hits a target marked as prey is always a critical hit. I mean, piercing shot could also be really, really good. Just due to the type of... I'm going to go piercing shot for CC. For J, what can we get? Really mind. Sure. Oh, we get more with this guy. We're going to go, of course, for... We'll push in some logic, and then... Sure, we'll get that. Oh, athletics. Always, and it doesn't really matter. Poised to strike. He's never going to end up in a fight. She has got piercing shot. I'm going to get Cole the Bounty on Argenta. He needs... And then 3-star radius gain, no. Forces an enemy in melee range to immediately attack, no. So we're going to get Bulwark. And... I mean, we're generally pushing up Carus for him. Which, are you still the highest? Oh, by a long way. So you'll be my Carusa still. Let's go to the second half. You have Hot on the Trail. Feel like we're gonna pretty much turn that off. So we were thinking Psychic Assault. Everyone in a 7th cell cone in front of the suffers Psychic Shriek damage and is forced to make a willpower resistance test. All targets that fail the test are stunned until the Psyker's next turn. I like that. It happens in a cone, a very big cone. At any time until the end of combat, the target of Mind Bond makes Perception, Intelligence, Willpower, Fellowship test using either theirs or their Psyker's stats. Once per round, the Psyker's next turn is moved up by 2 turns in the round initiative sequence. This ability may allow the Psyker to have 2 turns during 1 round. Oh, not bad, not bad. We are going to grab Psychic Assault. I love that for crowd control. She has called a bold, I think, piercing shot. Well, yes, I think piercing shot as well. Heinrichs. At the end of combat, the target goes 4 wounds at the beginning of each of their turns and removes 1 toxin, stunned, immobilized, bleeding, blinded, staggered, or fatigued effect. Yes, I definitely want that. Warp speed. At the end of combat, the target ally increases either their MP by plus... No, increases their MP by +5, their agility by +9, and their AP by +1. That's very nice as well. All targets within the area suffer -11 penalty to strength and agility and a 7% increase to all incoming damage. I want all of these, basically. And then... all allies affected by Word of the Emperor are healed for from 5 to 14 wounds. This psychic power can only be used while there is at least 1 ally affected by Word of the Emperor. All allies affected by Word of the Emperor gain the Hammer of the Emperor effect. Next time they deal damage, this damage is increased by +12 and the effect is removed. Nice. Got some great buffing things. I think... I do want regeneration. I want that for the fight at the end of Act 3, 100%. I think for now, going to go Hammer of the Emperor. Oh, and we get to increase some stats. What are you winning on? It's definitely off athletics, but you are our athletics person in the party. You can't... Yeah, you can. I was about to say, that's almost the only thing you can't put up. You can put up athletics. The other one might go and be Law of Xenos, but I don't think you win that anymore. Nope, Jay has 100, although she's not with us. Dira has a 65. Elit has an 80. There you go. No, we will go for athletics. Can help us run and jump over gaps. And, okay, we have Reckless Abandon. 21 of their wounds with the same number of temporary wounds until the end of combat. All enemies suffering from damage over time, effects in a 4-star radius around the executioner immediately suffer an extra instance of damage from these effects. The executioner's next ranged attack or psychic staff ability, well, that's not going to happen, is it? Until the start of the next turn, the executioner gains bonuses to their parameters for each creature in combat suffering from the following damage over time effects. Immediately inflicts bleeding 5 on an ally of their choice. That ally gains plus 5 Medicae divided by 10% bonus to dodge and 3 additional MP till bleeding ends for any reason. Melee attack forces all enemies hit to run away from the executioner in a straight line for up to 3 cells. During this movement, the target does not provoke attacks of opportunity and leave a bloody trail on the ground, which remains until the end of combat. Moving through these bloodstained cells costs the executioner 0 MP. Okay. I think we'll go for Pain Resonance. Although I say that. The start of the next turn, the executioner gains bonuses to their parameters for each creature in combat suffering from the following. We're going to go and grab that. And Cass, of course, yes, we hit chance on the next attack, dodge on the next dodge test, etc., etc. Immolate the soul, mend reality by willpower bonus. It's currently 8. Reflection against all warp damage and damage from psychic powers until the end of the navigator's next turn. When we target allies that have at least 1 melee weapon in one of their weapon sets, gains 1 extra turn during which they gain the ability to charge. Warp Curse Unleashed. That is very nice, but for now, we're going to go for Mend Reality. Very much needed with my current party build. So I want to go to the Astropathic Choir. So back this way we come. Back into the bowels of my ship. Let's finish this little scenario, shall we say. Astropathic Choir. Usual suspects, except... Let's see what goes down. I haven't actually been here since, well, since we were here during the prologue. I assume it's where I'm going now. Oh, no, wait, that was the Navigator's Sanctum. So I haven't been here at all, basically. Astropaths everywhere in their little...
To me, the Immaterium is made of colors. But to the astropaths who dwell in this chapel, it is music.
It is music. Logic Adira 100%.
Over.
Many quills to commit the astropath's whispers to paper, then sorts of resulting raw mental images based on their meaning. Lost item machine right set.
They will see.
Is that my only such
Yes,
set?
they all will see.
Steal the dude's tools. Wow. I like this Astropathic Choir building. I'm just going to like run around in it a second. There's Zachary Weiss on his Logic Adira.
The
Text is ready for final interpretation. The compiler sends it to the choir master along with a list of meanings. Meanings for the known images.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
The whispers told me how.
Receives enormous reels, direct paper tapes containing unprocessed text of Chapel's depths. Alright, well, let's speak with the choir master, shall we? Look at it all go. Tell you what, this chamber looks amazing. Astropaths locked in work. That one's not currently occupied. Me, that one is. Those two aren't. Zachary Weiss turns towards you long before you reach him, but chills down your spine as if someone were watching you from inside your own being. Willpower test failed. Gosh darn it. I know why you are here, your ladyship, and with all due respect, I am asking you to reconsider. Get out of my thoughts, Weiss. This is your first and last warning. Apologies, your ladyship. It was force of habit. I swear I will never again intrude upon your mind's peace without permission. The predecessor came to me with the same orders once. Nothing good came of it. Please believe me, Lord Captain, when I say a mountain of corpses was the least of the problems we faced that time. Many years ago, it was a time when Lady Theodora had become anxious. Perhaps the Lord Inquisitor's interest in her affairs adversely affected her, shall we say, trust in her own subjects. But she was expecting a betrayal, and evidently her paranoia brought her to me. I performed the ritual, but the choir ceased to exist. The Asuryani spend decades tempering their spirits before touching the veil. You lack the gift of time, yet you seek to harness powers that are only too pleased with your ignorance. It tasks the entire choir's power to invade such a prodigious number of minds at once. I weave their voices into a cord and steer it into the murky sea of other people's souls. Together we read tens of thousands of thoughts, emotions, and intents looking for the thing we are after. Seed of corruption you are interested in. Lord Captain, you know the proverb about staring too long into the abyss. What you are asking for is tantamount to plunging the entire choir into that abyss. Ritual like that will require incredible focus from each of its participants. It will take a single careless thought, a single glance in the wrong direction, for the way back to be lost. Human minds fusing into one another. Vitrified organs inside living bodies, still living bodies. Perverse fantasies manifesting in the flesh. Nothing will stop the horrors of the warp from spreading all over the ship in the blink of an eye. Sign a psyker to ensure the safety of the ritual. And even if I agree, it would be impossible. I would need a second powerful telepath as a defender to shield my mind. Last time, my best apprentice, Adeline, did that, but she is no longer with us. She was exceptionally talented, rivaling even myself. I know of only one psyker in the entire expanse who is her equal, but he is bound to the service of one of House Winterscale's planetary governors, and thus unavailable to us, which makes your dangerous expertise enterprise an impossibility. How bad was it? Worse than you could imagine, your ladyship. It only took a fraction of a second lingering inside another mind for one of the astropaths to lose control of their own. The affliction spread down the chain like fire. No one was spared. The minds of my charges could not withstand the detention. Their consciousness were caught in a vortex of alien thoughts. The fortunate ones died at once. As for the rest... How did you survive? I managed to send out a call for help and did my best to contain the phantoms on my own before Lady Theodora arrived. I was the only survivor of the entire choir. Her ladyship allowed me to spend a month in a secluded cell, upon whose floor and walls I drew the most powerful protective hexagrams I knew. I was crushed, I was broken, and worst of all, I was afraid. Afraid of meeting the same fate as Adeline and my other apprentices. An astropath must never be afraid, your ladyship. One who yields to fear dies and dooms those around them. How did you replenish the choir? Lady Theodora bombarded the Adeptus Administratum for months with a quest to provide her with a new astropathic choir. In the end, new voices did fill the chapel. They were never told what happened to the previous choir, but they have inklings. And I pray to the God Emperor that they never find out the details of that tragedy. You find what you were looking for. I did find it, but the price. Yes, Lady Theodora got the name she wanted, but was it worth it? The tragedy has remained a secret hidden within the chapel, but we were a hair's breadth away from it becoming an epitaph inscribed on the ship's remains. My predecessor was being herself there. Please, Lord Captain, learn from her mistake instead of committing your own. I see. That is the harsh truth, your ladyship. It must not be done. And find a psycho who will help you perform the ritual. And who is it? mentioned knowing a powerful psyker employed by the Winterscales. Master Heramon is a seasoned telepath, but his lord would never part with such an incredibly valuable specimen. A sizable amount of money will be necessary to organize Master Heramon's escape. Profit factor -3. I hire professionals to set up his escape. Send a message to whoever ought to know. Find a more honorable way. Means we will have to cancel the ritual. Heinrichs is a psyker. He could help. He's a brilliant biomancer, your ladyship, but as far as I know, he is not particularly adept at telepathy or psyker's protective rituals, is he? I know some of the fundamentals, but this isn't my primary field. Absolutely not. She is a witch and abomination. She will only make the situation worse. The beast of the waters will sense her heresy-prone soul and descend upon us in droves. We look at that, the great choirmaster, scared of my little whispers. Stop shaking, will you, old man? I'm gonna protect you and your bulgy-eyed pals from what's behind the door. You'll thank me yet. Do you mean, it's interesting. She's saying she'll protect them. Yet a moment ago, she said that if she was... Oh, no, but she was to do the ritual, horrible things would happen. Need to give it some more thought. I must take my leave.
Yes?
Yeah, I don't want to control her. I want to speak with her. She has a psi rating of 3. How does he only have a psi rating of... because simply Psycho Minoris Majoris. Because she is an unsanctioned psyker. I will... I don't know. I'm going to go back to the bridge a second. See if I can talk to Adira.
Curiosity sings in
To another
my
compartment.
veins.
Let us go to Great Line Officer's Deck, Voidship Bridge. Let's see if I can speak to Adira. I don't know if technically performing this later when she has a higher psi rating would make a difference, because that technically means she is stronger, but she technically have more control. I don't know. I don't know. Difficult choice. Difficult choice. Adira, down here. Lips curve to smile and she nods at something over your shoulder. Have you recovered from your encounter with the false Theodora?
I haven't. Maybe I never will. But I'm not hearing random voices anymore. And I haven't been calling anyone
Promise
from
to
the
help
other
her.
side. No.
We'll hope for
All
the
that's
best.
done with. After what you did for me, yes ma'am, Lord Captain, we will.
Okay, so I
Of
can't
course.
speak to her about coming events. And I'm probably going to assume the same with Heinrichs.
You have my complete attention.
Let's take my leave. Boxmaster, any whispers? Nope. Bring me anything fun, that one. Go to my... And having a powerful telepath protect him during the ritual, the rogue trader must decide who should offer Master Vice their services. Powerful telepath. Now, unsykened she may be. He is... She is heretical. That's definitely not going to help things. She is a telepath. You will have to get to level 29 to get to her next psi rating. That is a long way off. Ahem. Can I talk to you guys? How did Ginevra's execution go? Did she repent before she died? No, she proclaimed her innocence to the very end. In fact, she dragged another good enforcer down with her. For execution, she has to speak with Captain Klein. We don't know what lies she told him, but the old man snapped. First, he showed up to watch duty in his cups, and then he drank himself to death on Rotgut. We lost a good veteran because of that conniving rat. Yeah, I think I executed someone that was innocent there. I think I did a boo-boo. Okay, do you know what? Let's go do this. Oh dear lord, let's go do this. God Emperor, protect me from my sins I might be about to commit. Astropathic Chapel. Suspect accept. Dira will be the one to help him. A good idea. Who only knows?
There will be no peace in my wake.
Just Dira, I'm appointing her your assistant. This is non-negotiable. You have signed our death sentence. Almost seems to ignite his otherworldly gaze, making it burn right through you. However, his face does not stay contorted with fury for long. There is a distinct coldness to his voice as he says, well, your ladyship, bring your witch here. Why, the abyss will do so much more than stare at us today. We will be throwing stones into it and begging it to devour us. With a bitter smirk of a condemned man who has just been told the day of his hanging. Oh, cheer up, old man. You're going to bring the warp on us. Now, I think there's an achievement to not let anybody die during this. How well that's going to go, I don't know, because I also have no idea what to expect right now. I also might be fighting this, I assume there's going to be a fight with a party of 5, because Adira is a little bit lost here. Well now, let's take a peek behind the door and meet those who are so anxious to see us. Yeah, I'm nervous. I think I may have chosen a very bad thing to go and do here. The temperature inside the chapel is dropping. Every breath turns into a cloud of vapor. The astropath's resonant voices blend together, following the pattern of the melody playing in the hall. Every now and then, muffled moans are heard coming from the thrones of the junior astropath. The materium is restless. The colors are darkening. No, they are beginning to boil. You hear an interloping voice in your head like an echo of a distant echo. Your ladyship, I sense strangeness. Non-minds. They do not seem human-like. How strange. They are akin to insects, parasites. I cannot read them, and that is wrong. Look. A veil of darkness clouds your vision, only to be succeeded by a blinding light a moment later. Your hand is laid on your shoulder. For a second, a golden flash breaks through the ruthless white light, and you hear a fragment of a sentence. Brace yourself. The great whiteness is the ship with its multitude of minds, of which you are one. A shadow of utter nothingness winds its way across the blinding light. Let's zoom out a bit. Can we see what's going on here? We can see some... Oh, that's Adira down there. 40% chance. Well, folks, this is what happens when you don't have very high willpower. That's a fail. Balance on the brink, your gaze falters and slides down into the depths. Billions of pitch-dark non-minds stare back at you. A shapeless mass of wrongness. And I think I've gone and damned this to horrible, horrible things. Purple worms of aberration encased in carapaces of otherness. I cannot see them. I cannot read their minds. I cannot see into their lair. I see only images, fragmented and sinister. Forgive me, Lord Captain, but we took this risk in vain. What are we dealing with? Some kind of defensive measures? Not sorcery, something else. I've never encountered minds like this before. Something about them is wrong. continue. It's no use. I cannot. We should have ended. We should have ended. Nothingness crackles and croaks. I see you. It assumes a vague shape, a man shriveled by age and infirmity. His eyes alight with an alien purple flame. You have been looking for me. Blind man clad in green appears between you and the croaking nothingness, shielding you. What manner of abomination are you? I cannot sense you. You are not of the warp. What is your twisted nature? I cannot sense you either, but I know you. I heard you were going to seek me out. My ears are everywhere. I was ready. The age-worn voice is like a deep wail echoed by a throng of smaller voices. Civilizations and star clusters lie buried at the bottom of the being's pale eyes, which are aflame with hunger. Your mind feels cramped inside your skull. You can hear the bone creaking. Ritual work after all. No, this is not my ritual. This is his spell, an invasion of our minds. While I was seeking it with my power, it found us with its own, and I cannot stop it. I cannot force it out of our heads. I'm trying. If it can influence me, you are my prey. Okay, I went too far. I did bad things. Idira, shield him. I think I may have killed my whole astropathic choir. I have that feeling. Protect the choir master. Okay, we have a couple of warp portals opening up. What the hell is going on here? That's a lie, a lie. Those aren't my paths. They aren't my lives. There's only me, the real me. Go away. Okay, we have these guys out front here. Oh no. Oh no, they're dead. They're dead. They all just dropped dead. They're not alive anymore. Stavros, Savitia, Anis, Adeline. Oh, that's his old servant. Idira, Harboring of Chaos. Idira, Bastion of Faith. Idira, Withered by Light. Oh. Oh, Idira is down, but she's not dead. Antonius. Okay. Mad Chapel Guard. Mad Chapel Guard. Lots of explosive things. We have a portal back here. This is not a shooter's paradise, shall we say. We have another portal back here. The... Okay, no, there are some astropaths back here, but they're all stunned. Okay. And they swing left, and they swing... just left, I think. How many astropaths do we have? Okay, yeah, no, you do exist. I think... 2 left and 2 right, by the looks of it. Yes, that is correct. Okay. Pass. You're gonna come this way. Ah, the astropaths are up top. Okay, that does make things a little bit easier. Because I have to avoid hitting him there. It does make things a little bit easier. Cass, you're gonna shoot that way. CC. Gonna come up this way. Nearlit, you're gonna come in there. Oh, you can push forward on the left. Yeah, this fight is, I think, going to be Endure, Frenzy, Warp Creature, Manifestation, Deep Cuts. Creature receives bonus MP and an additional attack per turn. Okay, they don't all get this, but still. Melter Weapon Expert. Oh yeah, this fight is going to suck. No, Kibala come in cover. Heinrichs. Come to here. You see, you actually come back into cover as well. Okay, yeah, this could be fun. Right. So let's prepare for that fight. Cass, Idira, okay. Stavros and Adeline. I mean, what do these guys have? They have sniper rifles. And they have a higher critical hit chance. Let us... get 3 of them. So I can get Idira times 3. Let's go for Idira times 3 because I don't like Idira times 3 up against me. If I was to say take another step forward, shouldn't cause a problem. Although it does actually, massively so. Because of this pillar. But if I was to take a step backwards. Oh, that gets a few more people. Can I get the last one? No, I think he is shielded by the pillar. Okay, let's do that.
I'm not accustomed
Maybe I can stun a few people. How did we do? We had a lot of people on fire. Condemn the Sea of Souls. Any of you guys get... Oh, you got stunned. You got stunned. You didn't... Okay, I stunned 2 of them, I think. But you know what? Let's try and do it again. That will hit everybody.
Isn't this a job for the stars?
Whispers call to me.
Stunned. 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 Beautiful. So we've stopped most of these guys from even having an attack. Oh, not this one, unfortunately. However, there is a nice bit of damage coming on a lot of these. Stunned. Stavros didn't even get hit. Stunned. Adeline did not get stunned. And Thaddeus, of course, we didn't even hit. Okay, so I've managed to take out those guys. So that is a lot of people stunned. Unfortunately not Stavros, and I don't think Adeline got it either. But all 3 Adiras. Evia is stunned, Antonius is not, and a simple warp apparition. But then they're quite kind of weak, so it's not worried too much about those ones. But Antonius is not stunned. And 11% cover efficiency and dodge. That'd be you.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
That'd be you. And we'll simply put at that for now. Nice. 2 Adiras just burnt to death. A bit of psychic shrieking. Alright, Iliot. What can we do? What can we do? I mean... we haven't really got an extremely good shooting position here. The Astropathic Choir very much gets in the way. Up to gains 20% cover efficiency, 50 perception, and 15 ballistic. Now I can kind of manipulate this because, for instance, if I put myself in here, I am technically in cover. I'm not in cover against any of these guys, but I am technically in cover. And so if I was to come to here and Savitia, Antonius. Which ones? Ah, there's a grand pillar in the way. If I was to come to here, I can hit Antonius. Actually, no, I can't. He's still blocked by something. He has a melee weapon. But he doesn't get to go here. No, Antonius is the one that gets to have a go. Again, I don't know what's blocking my view of that, Antonius, to be honest. Oh, there you go. I can hit him from there, but that doesn't put me in cover. And one step forward is bad for my health. So let's go for it. I would like to take out Antonius. He's marked as prey. So let us... Obviously, so my shot takes 2. We're not in cover. Target affected by an exploit. No. So let's simply go... Hold the bold. And... Always a critical. That does come up good. Well, he does actually have 56% armor. That's actually quite high. So let's go 12% armor penetration as well. And let's...
No weakness is hidden from my sight.
Nice. Well, he just got very nicely shot in the face. And then let's also... Mark Thaddeus as prey. And may as well mark Adira as prey. And we're going to say... Shoot Stavros next turn if you can. Nice! He died due to the burning damage. Completely and utterly popped out. Okay, we're going to come down to...
For the throne's glory.
Not being trailed is killed by an ally. The bounty hunter gains an extra turn after AP and MP. Let's go and pop that on to these guys. Get some bonuses coming in. Let's come round to here. And... all allies affected by word of the Emperor gain... I assume that potentially includes me? Biomancy on
Everyone, step aside.
yourself. Let's go Iron Arms.
But of course.
Heal Cassia. Oh. Little bit of damage from the warp. That's alright. Oh yes, our warp thing is unbelievably high. That'll be some veil damage. It'll simply be bulwark. We're gonna go for a normal attack.
I won't object to it.
Go. He is also now... what is that exactly? All the psychic attacks, including attacking psychic powers, now poison enemies. This poison deals 9 toxic damage at the start of each of the enemy's turns. So there you go. That's fantastic. Let us go and endure. Let's get that health back. And then... all the rest of my things. Psychic powers, let's simply leave that there because our psychic presence is rather high. Don't you dare turn on the astropaths. Good.
Quick, quick!
That's right, yep, just keep shooting. Don't you. Keep shooting me, that's fine. CC, if I come to here, I can see nobody. If I Put myself in here. I can see one person. You know, I think that might be... I pop into here, and I can see nearly everybody. Let's go and do that. Then...
The storm approaches.
Let's simply mark a few more people as prey. Mad Chapel Guard. Right, then let's turn this on.
Let's see.
We don't hurt ourselves. And then... if claim the bounty kills a target marked as prey, the bounty hunter receives 2 AP. Have prey here and prey here. Over penetration. Then if I... oh, all not quite lined up properly. Although I say that. Let's go for this shot.
Ski.
What I wanted to do was help. I was trying to save you. Of course you were. Well, that wasn't bad. I have something about shooting a stunned target. I think it's potentially what I just went and did, and it didn't count towards my attack limit. Let's try this again. Meant your failure really confirmed my expectations. You should have known your place. One more down. Then we're going to go and shoot. I don't know, part of me wants to say Adeline, but then got Annis here as well. Have a lovely warp apparition here. Have Mad Chapel Guards just behind me. I'm actually going to say the warp apparition.
Let's see.
Because I am working basically to get... although we've only got up to 3, which I feel... it's a little low. I feel like I've killed... only 3? Really? No, I've killed more than 3. I've killed 2 here. I just killed 3 that round. I don't know. I feel like that number's a little low. I feel like it should be higher. Anyway, that's CC all done with.
Emperor, protect me.
Another warp apparition.
Quick, quick.
Thaddeus, yes. Dodged. Yeah, no, I will send Kibula left, in fact. Can these guys bleed? And there's a question.
I bring mercy in retribution. I will not die in dishonor.
You will not die at all.
Trust me.
Oh, they bleed.
As the tenants demand. Trust me.
Oh, so little damage. We have high armor. Turn the execution gives bonuses to the parameters for each creature, enemy or ally in combat suffering from the following effects. Let's go for that.
The shadows will see it done.
We have, I think, 1 under toxin and 1 under bleeding at this stage. I'm going to keep my death from above. Oh, I'm thinking bigger things are about to come through. Oh no, just more. Fine. Or are they bigger? And we got some guards coming up this side as well. Right. So let's just confirm these guys that came through here, just warp apparitions. And then these guys will, of course, be Mad Chapel Guards. Gas. Let us... Adeline and Idira, Harbinger of Chaos, will burn to death because she still has 11 fire damage going on for her. Though we still have regimental tactics, so I can. Although I might stun my own people, so let's not actually risk that. If I was to come to here, basically, can I get... Oh, I can kind of get the square next to him a little bit. Oh, I can get him. Beautiful. So, let's hit all three of these guys.
Are always drowned in scarlet.
Cool, so he's dead. They're mostly dead. Adeline will still be alive and is still not stunned. That's... yeah, that is kind of what it is. If I can point myself in this direction, I can get rid of 2 of the warp horrors. Go ahead and do that.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Okay, we're down to 8 enemies. Of course, they are going to start coming through here in larger numbers, but Cass can easily just stand in the middle and shoot both directions, take them out. We are going to give... Well, it's only Heinrich's, really, if we want to give someone an extra turn. And he's not going to be able to do much because he's not a ranged character. Willpower and toughness until the end of combat. How about mend reality?
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
There you go. That took away some bad juju, didn't it?
Another foe painted blue.
Hold.
Spiked me with a bit of misfortune. Because I'm going to run past this dude anyway. May as well. Get it so I can shoot one of these guys, I reckon. Two mad chapel guards on the other side. Ones that go before us. And then we've got this mad chapel guard and the rest of the crew. Now, I think I should shoot things on my side. Or maybe, I mean, unfortunately, Kibala goes last. He can really take people down. And unfortunately, yes, I only have a crew of 5 because Kira is down and out. All in the same breath. Let us... yeah, let us run around. We are obviously risking that. Wow, Thaddeus. Owie. Blinds the enemy for 2 turns if they fail a toughness test. See if we can blind these two.
This tedium is beneath me.
Blind them? No, we did not. He's just got horrors of the warp. If you're still alive, shoot him if possible. Heinrichs. Yep, we're going to send you up here now. But before I leave... No, she's... Wait, I can get this? It looks like she's out of range. Is this going to make me move if I do this? Nope. Oh yeah, she can get a bit of extra health. And let's come up here. And...
I won't object to it. Holy terror, smite your enemies. But of course, Lord Captain.
Simply move some damage around. Did this guy not get poisoned? Oh, he did. He did. It's only 9 damage though, unfortunately, so he won't die. Still, we got him. And I should be giving these guys something to shoot. Don't you dare hit that astropathic fire. You son of a... He didn't even aim for me. Oh, Elliot is down.
That's gotta hurt.
I don't believe it. They've suddenly decided to start shooting the astropathic choir. I absolutely don't believe it. And Elliot is down. She is down. Very much so. Can't believe it. I truly don't believe it.
A genius at work.
Oh, what? Be 10 damage? Was kind of sad.
What if schemes within?
Oh, who else did I hit in the background? Did I? Oh, I blew up all the barrels. Interesting.
Let's see.
Come up to here, and I need to reload. And because I didn't do run and gun on this weapon, it doesn't count. Let's just bring ourselves to here. Thaddeus goes crazy. Strikes at Keebler and misses.
I can't stand it.
Don't you... Why?
I'll do
Stop
what it
shooting the astropathic choir. Well, that achievement for none of the astropathic choir dying is clearly off the books. I risk being mauled, but you guys have to die. So much.
A dance of blades and
Dodged.
shadows. As honor, let your soul be purged.
Still not looking like you're gonna be dead.
Trust me.
Out of range. I could go backwards. I don't know if that overly achieves much. I'll leave Keebler where she is for now. More warp apparitions come through. Warp is basically trying to make a point. Nope, there's nobody in the path. Although wait, we can't actually... Oh, we're getting horrors now as well. Okay, this is really annoying. Just got a funky angle. Gonna do the same for me this way, isn't it? Yes, it's... If I go at a funky angle, it'll hit the guys down the bottom. If I don't, it's stupid stairs. Right. What if I was to come to here? Can we do this properly? That doesn't hit Keebler. She's up top. Okay, let's do that.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
Another one is shattered.
Okay, they'll both die from burning damage. The blue horror is stunned.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
For No, wait, I can't do that and give CC another turn. Let's give CC another turn. And, I need to reload.
A wicked thought.
That was a huge waste. And that's it for Cass. Heinrichs.
Naturally. Your reckoning is due.
Heroic act now versus heroic act later. Warp apparition, gonna die. Mad Chapel guard. Oh, actually going to die. Oh, so he'll die from his poison wound. So in fact, no, let's not use the heroic act. Apparition will die. Warp apparition will not die, but that's fine. Let us...
I won't object to it.
As duty demands.
Oh, what happened to the poison damage?
Emperor, protect me.
Well, that's unreliable at best.
Die with grace, at least.
Look, it's still there apparently. Doing this attack and psychic power now poison enemies. This poison deals 9 toxic damage at the start of each of the enemy's turns. What happened to my poison damage? Wow, that's rude. Hold the bold. Oh no, wait, sorry, this attack.
A predictable downfall.
Done. Or at least part 1 done. Said you were destined for greatness, but you have chosen to wallow in self-pity and lies. Zachary Weiss. That's interesting.
What if?
Penetration.
A genius at work.
Mere 23 damage. Oh, and of course he goes immediately. Why wouldn't he?
This way.
Strike me again. See what happens.
Okay, there was no attack.
I can't stand it.
I mean, I got that we were in melee range, but the fact that it allowed me to do it,
Me, Lord Captain.
I thought it would allow me to do it. Wow, I need to get out of there, because the best thing to kill all these things in one go is a scream. And dance. Yeah, it's not really going to do me too much in the grand scheme of things.
As the tenets demand.
Should die.
As honor or death.
I may as well
is
kill
a
him.
blessing.
Not really a lot else I can do with Keebler this turn, unfortunately. No, there's not. There's really, really not. Round 4. Okay, let's just carry on, please. I get it. More bad things turn up. Lots more bad things. Wow, there are 13 bad things on this map. I'm disorientated. Yes, that's better. Yeah, I can hit all the bad things.
Emperor.
Let's
give me
reduce these
strength.
numbers of bad guys down a bit.
Face the navigator's might.
That's better. Back down to 9. That one's stunned. That one's not. Of course, neither is this one. Can't see Zachary Weiss. Beautiful. I don't suppose we managed to stun him, did we? Oh no, but he's immobilized. That'll work. She doesn't have any form of melee to get herself out of that one. And I can't either Keebler or Heinrichs. How about we amend reality again? There's apparently no more warp incursion. It'd be great if that ended this fight on just some random like little claws.
Quick!
Fortune. We've got some blue horrors coming down. We need to get Keebler down there in this fight. She will be very good at taking out these things.
One. Get me a target.
He parries.
Let's see to it.
Okay, hammer next time to deal damage.
But of course, Lord Captain.
$26 damage. You also gain something else. Target designator.
I'll do what it takes. Emperor, protect me.
One astropath still alive. I feel like if we lose that astropath, bad things happen. We're of course gonna get hit.
Is my muse.
25 damage though.
A new note in discordant melody.
Done.
The wrath of madness.
Let's test Sorrow Seeker. This fight just keeps on going. If I was to say run and gun, still wouldn't let me get one of my grenades out, which would be a shame. Let's just go for an entrench.
Schemes within schemes.
Of course it's Hergo immediately. Why wouldn't it be? Anything else would be madness. What's she going to cast out on me now? Oh, Clouded Mind. Be removed with medikits, get back in the fight ability, or the death of the demonette. So, Heinrichs is now an enemy? No, he still comes down as an ally. I'm a little bit confused. Yeah, no, it was the end of CC's go.
This way!
Keebler.
I am your blade and shield.
Let's go start having a go at the Sorrow Seeker, shall we?
My soul sings in ecstasy.
Does it? Really now?
Trust me.
Ay, that's not good. Let's go and drown ourselves in blood. Hopefully. Yeah, we got it.
Brink of agony.
I shall not fail.
Not gonna vow to dispatch target because that will not go well. Oh, and of course, yes, more bad things. More blue horrors and more apparitions. Things like this will cause me to be attacked. Oh, for some reason that square is unreachable. Strange. As duty demands. Let's keep those numbers lower. Really, I can't see around that corner to warp cursor. That's you're just toying with my emotions here. That means I can't. Yeah. So I'm one space off. And can I see down here? I can. I get all of them? Yes, I can. We'll do that. Again, let's decrease these numbers, stun as many people as possible.
If I may.
Let's try and keep CC alive. And move our front line around to here. Again, naturally. They're all burning. He gets to move still. Shouldn't get to attack me, though. He's still too far away. One astropath is still, I don't know, doing something. Two astropaths are still actually doing something. Wow, I've got two still alive. After those damn mad chapel guards started just assassinating them. No, I don't want to be stood next to Keebler, quite frankly. And attack of opportunity, maybe death. Very close to death. Damn it, now I need to reload. Or do not, let's reload.
Oh, a genius at work.
Run and gun. Let us step back. Go for another hit. Nice.
I am unsatisfied.
Nice, nice, nice. And a couple of warp apparitions and a stunned blue horror. That's perfectly fine. He'll die just as fast. Third against one of me, then against someone else. Let us...
As honor ordains.
Parry. I don't like the parry.
As the tenants demand.
Or it hurts. Late dance. Come on, show me some love. That's not love. That's not love at all. That's not love in the slightest. That is a lot of miss. Miss does me nothing. Nothing at all. Weapon skills. Why have I lost this much weapon skills? Horrors of the Warp, Aura of Elation. Because of the damn Slash Woman. Most of the point, yes, no. Heinrichs is definitely skipping his go. Yes, more Horrors of the Warp. I know. Can we just not make them turn up, please? Taking a bit of time. Yeah, we are going to...
Step aside. The navigator is coming. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Down to 89 health. How can this be solved? Again, was a medikit or get back in the fight ability? I don't think I have that ability.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Oh. Burning for 3, 8 health remaining. But then... no, let's go CC. Because I should have this. Yes, guarantee me a hit. Beautiful, and the fight is over. And... Warp apparitions are closed. Lord Captain, We are still alive. The God Emperor has protected us this time, but curses, did I not warn you? Pale fingers are clutching the aguila adorning his belt. That was rough, ladies and gentlemen. It was also long. That fight took... That was a lot of effort. A moment of silence, then words of prayer streams from his lips in a monotone, like a quiet lament, a dirge for the departed, a bitter confession. When he continues speaking, his voice is full of strength. Yet we escaped disaster. The warp did not take our souls, and there are far fewer casualties this time. And we were doubly fortunate given the vulnerability revealed by Mistress Talas's soul, who nearly became the last chilling legend of the Cronus Expanse, the ghostly vessel in whose groaning bays roam unquiet souls. Those things seemed to know you. The insidious spawn thrive on confounding one's reason. They donned the faces of those I once held dear, my apprentices, all of whom perished. The previous time I performed this ritual, they have haunted me ever since. In my dreams, in the warp, everywhere. The Materium abominations who devour their souls have been tormenting me with shame and regret, and now they have come for my sanity as well. When the Quiet Master speaks of his fallen students, there is lingering pain in his voice. His words reflect more than just a terrible memory. They are heavy with the bitterness of personal loss or of guilt that eats away at the soul. And the throne names just happened. That thing took the shape of an old man and attacked me. I do not know what it is, but it is neither human nor a psyker. It is something else. Its power is foreign and inimical to me, like a shadow that obscures the shrine of the Materium's chaotic energies. I was unable to read the abomination's thoughts, and it seemed to find me no less strange than how strange it was to me. Thus, it attacked, for any strangeness is a threat. It had clearly been warned that we would be performing a dangerous ritual that would be vulnerable. So it sought to sabotage us by attacking my mind, and my mind almost got us all killed. Still managed to discover the evil we were seeking. No, your ladyship, the ritual proved incapable of extracting anything of value. This evil chose to reveal itself and attack. Our enemy is confident and bold, and so it did not hide. It struck first, suspiciously brazen. Even if not, there was nothing more chilling we could have possibly found. An inhuman thing in human form, a true sacrilege against the Emperor. Its mind is strange, like an insect's or a parasite's, but I saw images in the minds of those around it. Currents of energy, a blue glow, the clanging of metal. Could it be the plasma drive chambers? That is where I would start searching for signs of corruption, and a worm tormenting a star. Weiss touches his cheek, which is smeared with blood that is trickling from under his blindfold. He uses the blood to sketch a perfunctory image, a many-beamed star with a fat, fanged creature coiled in front of it, resembling either a larva or a serpent. Dino's test failed. Warp manifestation and Weiss's confusion may indicate that the powerful servant of the Ruinous Powers is lurking on the ship, wielding a thirto unseen sorcery. Are you familiar with this symbol? No, it could be the emblem of a cult on this ship, but I seldom leave the chapel and have never come across it before. I will go to the plasma drive myself. We sacrifice some of the soundness of our minds to the Materium today. I hope it was not all in vain, and will help your ladyship. I still cannot believe we survived this. The Materium has touched it, the holy symbol of the protector of mankind. He pauses, then adds in a gloomy voice. I do not know if this is a symbol of our victory over the horrors of the warp, a trophy claimed in battle, or a grim portent left by the wicked spawn of the Sea of Souls. A symbol of faith shining through the breath of Materium is a good omen. I shall wear it. It is a symbol of my victory. Give it to me. You are unable to see this inspiring trophy for what it is. Anything touched by the warp must be disposed of. Ice-covered Aguila. Again, ice-covered Aguila. Whenever the wearer suffers a critical hit, the attacker immediately suffers wearer's willpower bonus warp damage. Anything touched by the warp must be disposed of. The tainted item will be destroyed. I will have a new Aguila delivered to me immediately. If only everything that the Imperium takes from us was so easy to replace. Can't believe I lost some astropathic choirs, or whatever we call them. Genuinely can't believe I lost some of them. I was doing so well and it was all going quite good, and then they just decided to pop a couple off. Like, that was an achievement moment. That was an achievement moment. Oh, never mind. We gained a level. We'll go and put that up very quickly. Whenever the bounty hunter scores a critical hit, the target's armor is reduced. Whenever an ally kills prey, the bounty hunter gains half the bonuses. The attacked in melee range for the first time since the end of their turn, they automatically dodge that attack and move one tile in the opposite direction. Kills an enemy, the advantage of the next attack this turn will always score a critical hit. Move the critical hit, all allies in a 7-cell radius. Critical hit for the first time in a round, they gain target's difficulty movement points. Effect with one or more of the following. Doesn't say it doesn't stack, doesn't say it does stack. Being trailed is killed by an ally, the bounty hunter gains an extra turn with half their MP and AP, but they cannot attack. Don't think I'm going to really need that on CC, to be honest. Again, use fellowship instead of willpower. I mean, maybe. Not count. First grenade used in combat does not spend AP and does not count towards the attack limit that turn. Go for it. And awareness even still my thing. Not. I believe demolition is though. Fleet. And so commerce coercion. In terms of commerce, overall, I do actually believe that J is higher, so I'm not going to put it into that. I think she does win with Law of the Imperium, though. Law of the Imperium, and then this way. Porting zone. Using Strathman or combat tactics area allows Grand Stash to use all officer abilities on allies in the area regardless of distance. Enemy start inevitably suffering 11% additional damage from any source of warp attack. Go for that, considering my current build. Enemy suffering from any of the execution damage over time effects is suffering from bleeding, burning, including the effect inflicted by Pyromancer, Navigator, and Toxin at the same time. All of these damage over time effects deal 30% more damage. Never using Scouring Strikes, which I think I generally use all the time. Yes. 9 levels of beating instead of 6. Or their party members are suffering from damage over time effects. Effects deal only 50% of the damage. Target for each type of damage over time inflicted. I think I'm going to go for that one. Master of Torture. And then Medicae, actually. We are eventually then, although we've actually gone and got it, yes, our HP is judged off our Medicae skill. We're going to keep pumping that up as well. Useful now in many ways more than just one. Well, they have at least one temporary wound. They gain 10% parry and armor. Sure. Additionally increases... Let's simply go for Enduring Shield, I think. And then we get a basic one as well. Mutations to Psycho suffer 10% more damage. Critical hit scored by anyone within the Psycho's line of sight. Increases the Psycho's critical damage by 1% until the end of combat. Psycho's critical hit chance increased by 4%. Same archetype. They don't. Pulse weapon attacks deal 3% more damage and have 50% more armor penetration. Yes, completely. Just confirm. You do. It is a force weapon, isn't it? Yes. Okay, so 3 more damage and 15% more armor penetration. Because this attacks... Admittedly, he's not there to do the damage. He's there to receive the damage and stay alive. But his attacks could still do a little bit more. Wouldn't hurt. No. This... She's actually going to be really good for... Where is it? Whenever prey deals damage, no. Not attack. Oh, I don't know. I wonder. Because she has the ability, she ends her go and she attacks that target on her next turn if it's still there. I wonder if that would cancel this out or not. I'm going to try it and see what happens. Now, you are now my awareness character. I do love how she has Law of Imperium very, very low. Because she is Xenos. 1 rank available. And let's probably come down to... Then armor penetration. Power and eye, natural luck. They gain a natural luck. Enemies that have taken damage from a psycho at least once suffer minus 20. Enemies that have failed a willpower resistant test. 5 direct damage every time they suffer mental damage until the end of combat. I wonder if mental damage includes Navigator. I mean, I would assume so, because it's not physical damage. Trapped with a psychic decreases veil degradation by -4. +3 damage. By 2 points less. Thing. Let's go for Mental Breach. No. Fine Siege. Fine Siege. And you are my expert on Law of the Warp. Most definitely. You're not on awareness, and Xenos has also been taken over, so Law of the Warp it is. Okay. Now, we do want to go back via the bridge. Because... Whoops. Not that one. Switch at bridge. Because... that will get rid of our injuries, quite frankly. So we'll quickly go via the bridge. Then we'll turn a quick U-turn and then start going back to the plasma drives. Start riding the elevators around our ship, basically. See where we end up. Yeah, that was a pretty rough fight. Like I said, that is... I'm sure there's an achievement for that one, which if you don't lose any of the astropathic choir, you get the achievement. Maybe I will, I'll try that next playthrough. Although, I don't know, next playthrough I'm going is potentially going to be heretical, so... Maybe I want to lose the astropathic choir, I don't know. Could be fun. Because, you know, obviously, having done Plasma Drive Chambers, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Yep, we have Law of the Warp, Law of Xenos with us, and we have Law of Imperium. We have all of our laws covered. As I was saying, yes, because obviously I've done Dogmatic. This is Iconoclast on Grim Darkness. So hope we make it. And so, yeah, the next one will be potentially a heretical playthrough. Just, you know, we can play all of the options, basically. Game saved. Frost, buddy, what kind of insulation is that supposed to be? If you kill us, Matthias will drag me back from beyond the grave just to give me an earful. Scrap this and start again. I will double check. Oh, Frost, buddy. Don't tell me it's him. Okay, I'm going to come from off screen somewhere any second. I don't want to skip the whole thing. I just want him to hurry up. A light from the Furnace Master's low stick reveals his surprised but amiable expression. Ironrix's lip is split and a fresh bruise is blossoming on his cheekbone. Lord Captain, didn't expect to see you in this compartment. Are you out on a stroll taking in the sights of your domain? The blue glow of plasma is especially striking at this time of the watch. Shift Foreman Niege. You're the most mawkish infernus I've ever met, Master Montag. Your ladyship, welcome. I'm Shift Foreman Niege, in charge of this section. If you need anything, I'm here to help. What exactly are you doing here? I'm carrying out a routine drive inspection. The regulations require scheduled checks to make sure the insulation isn't weakened. Sensors haven't been tampered with, and the reactor isn't about to blow anytime soon, just business as usual. It's strange that the senior officer is conducting the inspection alone. According to the regulations, there should be an entire squad of Inferni, and the personal presence of the Inferni Master is necessary only in emergencies. Heinrich, why are you really here? Found me out, have you? I'm not really here about the reactor. I heard a rumor that you'd gone to investigate the plasma drive chambers, so I thought I'd make sure everything went smoothly. Your ladyship is accustomed to associating with people of your rank, or officers at the very least, but this place is home to voidfarers of simple manners, whose clan customs may be unfamiliar to you. Our customs are decent ones, Master Montag. I'd rather boil myself in plasma than let anything happen to the Lord Captain. No offense, Niege, but if you can find even 3 people in this bay who can give a report without turning the air blue, I'll gladly admit I was wrong. You're a good bunch. I'd hate to see you insult her ladyship with some foolishness and not even realize it. Thank you. Just keeping an eye out, ladyship. Feel free to ask old Niege any questions you may have. He knows the plasma drive chambers like the back of his hand. That's right, your ladyship. If something isn't to your liking, or if you find anything suspicious, come to me at once. I want to know more about this bay. We are proud of our chambers. Power feeds the ship's main engine from here. There are other drives on the ship, but ours is the mightiest. That's to say, we do important work. Working with plasma is dangerous, but we have a good crew and not too many incidents. The esteemed tech priests are satisfied with us. The machine spirits are all working as they should. The Inferni don't complain about us either. We fix cracks in the reactor vessel on time, and we fix leaks. Heinrich, who did this to you? Little gift to remember the enforcers by. We've had a small disagreement. They thought they had the right to beat and starve innocent people while investigating the incident in your ladyship's bath chamber. I thought their noses were too straight and they had too many teeth, so we politely exchanged opinions. An enforcer's baton is pretty sturdy, but not as thick as the skull of a hard-boiled infernus. I have to give it to Jocasta. Her officers earn their rations. They clobber you good. Shift Foreman, tell me about yourself. I'm a voidsman. Your ladyship, grew up on footfall, joined the crew at 14. Spent my whole life in this bay. I've raised no family and made no fortune, but I've climbed my way up the ranks. I don't know anything but my trade and this compartment. I am my trade and this compartment, Lord Captain. Somebody keeps daubing it on the equipment and bulkheads. If I find the scoundrels, I'll tear their heads off and send them for servitorization. Is it some kind of sedition? I didn't know. If you see one of these, let me know. We'll try to find these artists. I've also seen it on some bulkheads, crates, doors. I just assumed it was the mark of some small clan. Many voidsmen mark their workplaces with family symbols. Must take my leave. Right, let's go. Searching. Neither of these look like dead ends. Let's go this way first.
Patience! My nerves are frayed.
Turn the servitor. Critical clanking sound. Servitor's clock docks with the mechanism and begins to perform the necessary manipulations. Reactor attendant overseer. Deck enforcer. Okay, so there's... Critical clanking sound. Servitors or docks with the mechanism begins to perform the necessary manipulations.
Oh yes, they all will see.
Technomast engine seer. So absorbed in prayer they do not notice your presence. Steam Tech Priest Delta, this is unacceptable. For the 10th time you've sent us the same faulty servitors. It's been over 2 weeks and we still can't raise the lift that's stuck between our platforms and platform 92M, all because of your servitors. For the love of the throne, decommission these things if you can't fix them. Respectfully, Shift Foreman Niche. Cargo lift. Oh look, a cargo lift. Tarnished breaches Aguila. Enemies within the wearer's area of attack suffer -6% dodge, and allies within the wearer's area of attack gain 6% dodge for 1 round. Backpack with armor-piercing ammo. Wearer's range attacks inflict 0 levels of bleeding on their targets. Okay, that doesn't... Surprised that didn't have any effect for me? Nope. Nope, nothing. A little bit shocked. How about the Aguila? Yep, that should definitely go on Elliot. About... Suppose that would probably be you, wouldn't it? Reactor attendant, smoking a good old low stick.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Would you look at that?
All this scrap reads is received, need more. Cache containing a cryptic note. Needs to Shift Foreman might be able to help with deciphering its meaning. He might do. He might also be the person we're after. I'm willing to run around a smidge
told me a secret.
more. Improvised Weber. Shift Foreman should take a look at it.
What lies beyond?
Examine the symbol. You just make out faded symbol on one of the tiles, a serpent and a star. There appears to be someone stashed behind it. But the stash has long been abandoned. Read these words and commit not to try and get into an industrial accident. Praise the Omnissiah thrice, and only then lay your hand upon the lever. Pull the lever with confidence and restraint, for the machine spirit tolerates no haste. Tech priests are so absorbed in the prayer they do not notice me.
There will be no peace in my wake. What is that?
Actually, some goods this time. And this word... The actual then stairs. Foreman, Niche, where did you go? Oh, all the way around here.
One step at a
I was looking at the map wrong.
Amidst the madness.
Here he is. Foreman Niche. Who apparently I can't speak to.
Should I divine our next step?
Well, if we come up here. Oh, I have to go through Einrich. How goes the search, your ladyship? I think we found someone's secret stash. What was it? A moldy Nutribar, low, a few thrones. Working officers hide their belongings or banned items from the enforcers are covered as neighbors. Maybe someone marked their cache with symbols to make it easier to find later. That's just what we need. More secret stashes. I hope there was nothing forbidden in it. Forgive me, your ladyship, but voidsmen are simple folk. Been trying to wean them off their grubby habits for years, but give them anything worth having and all they want to do is hide it in a hole like a rat. What is that? Got smugglers on the loose. Who else would be hiding these strange messages? I'll have them all drawn and quartered on the turbine. I will. And I would like to find out what they're smuggling. Mind if I take a look? Need more? More what? Whoever wrote it, they didn't want anyone who wasn't in the know to understand. Using caches to exchange messages is a good way to keep things hidden from the enforcers. It's how some workers procure intoxicants and other items they're not supposed to have. There has to be another cache somewhere nearby. You never use the same one for both the transfer and the correspondence. Too risky. What? I've never engaged in such business, I swear. I've just heard that's how it's done. Machine Spark, shake me, a homemade weapon and assembled right in this compartment. The markings are the same as those on local machine parts. This is a very serious matter. It seems someone is plotting a riot and secretly building their own arsenal from scavenged materials right under our noses. Interesting, Nisha's right. This could get a whole bay executed. No wonder these scoundrels are so cautious. Catches and hid the weapons. To tell you the truth, I'm no good at hunting rule breakers. It's not what I do. You give the orders and we will do it. Set an ambush near the caches. These guys are smart. They'll spot the enforcers near the cache and stay out of sight. And your ladyship would be spotted even quicker. Then we'll use the Inferni. Will help. I have a couple of people in mind. Tough lads. I'll get them here right away. I'm ready. Let's catch that vermin. Consider the dirtbags caught. Oh look, there's a symbol. Shift A, Shift A. You lost something, friend. Let us give you a hand. Before you has an uncanny build, a stubborn jaw and a heavy gaze. He looks no different from any other worker in this compartment, except for the tattoo on his forearm. Design resembling a worm devouring a star. One of the Infernus workers is holding the Weber taken from the prisoner, exactly like the one that was in the cache. The weapon, hand it over. What you saw, keep it to yourself. She forces out the words through clenched teeth. Your cooperation with the enforcers will be noted. Heinrich does not take his eyes off the prisoner's neck, his lips twisted in distaste. The pigment of the tattoo looks fresh, standing out starkly against the color of his skin, which means that it is a very recent addition. You look closely and you notice a pair of scars at the base of his neck, suspiciously reminiscent of an almost healed bite. Too early for that. Let's see what he has to say first. Any of your people harmed? Thank you, ladyship. Not a scratch on us. He's a piece of work, right enough, but he's no fuel compartment fire. More like a sparking cogitator. Heinrich just keeps grinning. Who is this man? Shuf Galai, servant of the blessed Lath Better 2, diligence, low-ranking worker, easily replaceable, no apparent signs of mutation. I've got nothing to say to you, heretic. Choking with rage, Sauerbeck grabs the maul from her belt. She rasps, allow me, Lord Captain, please. Or me. Heinrich's menacing scowl has instantly robbed him of his friendly charm. I'd be happy to oblige. Short-toned peasant, you're in the presence of the rogue trader. Terror reminds me, taught me, gratify your rotten heart, heretic. Know the strength of a martyr's spirit and come to fear it. It gives you an inviting gap-toothed smile. The speeches of your enemies, monkey, sound just like your own, fanatical, composed of nothing but rage and contempt. Even that, not enough to make you wonder. His soul is pale, almost colorless, but alien hues have seeped into it. Unthinkable and insane, and they came from without. Tempting are the promises of heretics, but barren is the darkness, cursed void in which they bury the souls of those who trust them. I will oversee this interrogation myself, as you command, although I believe this zealot will require some effort. Questioning fanatics is a long and exhilarating process. Torture them as they tortured you. Heinrichs. Touches a different spots on the prisoner's body, coldly commenting on the effects of his sorcery is having on the writhing man. Makes his blood boil, then freeze, then boil again. He arrests his heart, makes it beat rapidly, then back again. At last, Heinrich steps away. I am finished, CC. If that didn't suffice, I do not recommend applying biomancy again. We may lose the prisoner. Your song, I hear it, I won't break. Not much longer, your ladyship. Dira. Her hands on the prisoner's temples, looks into his eyes and opens her mouth. The shadows in the room dart back and forth, and an unnatural discordant wave of noise bursts from the psyker's lips. The man's body shudders, his breathing turns ragged, his face contorts into a grimace of pain and horror. Blood trickles from his nose. A few minutes later, Adira staggers back to you. He's had enough. If I go any harder on him, his brains will roll up and crawl out of his nostrils. And honestly, I've had enough too. Better stop now before we wind up with some warp spawn on our hands. Stop, I'll talk. Prisoner is ready to cooperate, your ladyship. Whom do you serve? The cult of the Ravenous Star. The true believers, the righteous, the purest congregation, they who hear the songs of his angel. How did the conspirators recruit you? I believed, I found him, I bowed to him, his angel's kin granted me a revelation. It entered my flesh, it let me join the congregation. A sign of infection, I'm sure of it. This angel. Old sorcerer? No, the angel is not of the woeful human form. He is splendor. His visage is a divine inspiration of the many-armed emperor. You, faithless one, were granted the honor of gazing upon the Magus, our good shepherd, our messenger. If you beheld the angel, you would scratch your own brain out through your eye sockets, but you would realize the depth of your wickedness before him. Many-armed. Blast it, Lord Captain. We are dealing with an extremely dangerous Xenos cult that excels at hiding among humans. A gene stealer. I fear you're right, Mr. Sauerback. This, actually, please continue. I will correct you should your information contradict credible intelligence. What do you know about our enemy? Very little. As per regulations, every Master at Arms passes on special instructions to their successor. Instructions that more resemble disturbing tales. Some of them mention genetic cults, covert clans, cliques, and sects that all share one common trait: Xenos infestation. These things pass themselves off as ordinary people, as rabble or preachers, corrupting new groups. They pray to their unholy idol, which they often refer to as the many-armed emperor. They create ever-growing families and produce offspring, hideous at first, with each new generation more and more human in appearance, and then they rise up. Gene stealers, CC. That is what these enemies of humanity are called. When such a creature bites its victim, it injects its gene into their body and dominates their mind. Or more accurately, it binds it to their shared mind of the brood. The victim undergoes no visible change, but their offspring will carry the brand of inhuman nature. Bestial mores, extra limbs, or something worse at times, horrific genetic outliers. However, cult makes sure to keep any of their kind with a natural appearance out of sight. After several generations, the mutants become practically indistinguishable from humans, but then something in their genes once more begets fully developed Xenos capable of beginning the cycle of infestation anew. I've heard of them, and every tale was awash in blood. They are the reapers of the great devourer, predators that have bloomed from its seed, beasts whose gift is to turn the weak-spirited into their enthralled fighters. Beware of them, Elentak. When they are near, even a loyal friend may turn out to be a messenger of death. Their arms, Lord Captain. These Xenos have more arms than normal. They twist and pervert our faith, probably for the sole reason that it gives them blasphemous pleasure. The more likely reason is that it helps them blend in. They hide their heresy behind the veil of normality. Just one more cult like so many others. Moreover, it is possible that they indeed see their deity that way. Such cultists have been known to describe their grotesque Xenos masters as beautiful during interrogations. Monsters are angels to them, and God Emperor's worshippers are heretics. The lower decks have plenty of dark corners for the Xenos to lie in wait. Commoners are too dull-witted and spineless to identify the threat before it is too late. But at the same time, they are dull-witted and spineless enough to serve as cannon fodder to be thrown at the cult's enemies when the uprising begins. Poor are even less likely to pay attention to strange behavior or disappearances. Even if someone sees a genetic monster, they will chalk it up to a bad case of mutation. Meanwhile, the cult attracts the weak and injured, easy prey for their indoctrinators. In other words, it makes for a convenient staging ground. Their end goal is always mutiny. They can prepare for many generations, accumulating weapons and numbers until one day they attack. That day is their day of revelation. The apotheosis of their profane faith. They think that on that day, their blasphemous star children will descend from the void and elevate their worshippers. The creatures that infect the first victims act as scouts for a Xenos race known as Tyranids. After creating a gene stealer cult, the scout evolves into something more complex, an entity called the Patriarch. The collective mind of the brood becomes a psychic beacon for the Tyranids, a beacon that marks the planet as vulnerable. Once the Xenos fleet approaches the infected world, the rebellion begins. The cult strikes the world's defenders in the back while the Xenos devour all life on the planet. The cult's true believers certainly do not find the ascension they were promised. Instead, they all become a bioresource food. Anything I should like to add? I would advise you to prepare for the worst. The cult could have been operating on the ship for a long time, in which case it might already have a small army at its disposal. And I am not talking about infiltrators with semi-human appearance. Such cults command strong, fast monstrous whose claws tears through metal like paper. Psychically attuned mutants linked to the Brood's collective mind. Specialized abominations and elite specimens at the top of the cult's hierarchy. The enemy is dangerous and has many faces. In lieu of answering, Sarabak nods grimly, lost in troubling thoughts. I wish to know everything about your vile cult. We believe in the many-armed Emperor, he who waits for his children cast out into the unknowable abyss. He is kind, merciful, he uproots tyrannies of evil. He sends his angel to the righteous, and angels kin follow. Man lowers his gaze with an expression of surprise. It seems he has described his paltry religion in its entirety. This is a pawn, a mindless tool. He was brainwashed and forced into submission. He is not even a distributor of ideology. He was merely fed the rudiments, and without trusting him with anything important, they sent him out to serve and die. Death, yours. Fake Captain, the faithful are already aiming for your heart. I was ordered to stockpile weapons so that when the fateful hour comes, the righteous would not stand unarmed. I wouldn't say that these improvised webbers are that much better than fighting with bare hands, but until we are done with the cleanup, every enforcer will carry a combat knife fit for cutting through nets. In a sanctuary, a tomb for heretics, a quiet place. The dynastic crypt. The vermin have infiltrated the crypt, holding the bodies of the worthiest servants of the dynasty. No one is allowed inside save the Lord Captain's personal retinue, and they dared, but how? The crypt's defenses are impenetrable. Yes, your ladyship, we must attack now while we still have the element of surprise. I will leave the strike force, but I require your presence and the Confessor's Alderbert's help. Fierce machine spirits guard the dead. They won't let an armed troop pass without a direct command from the rogue trader. And the ring of the shipmasters, the ship's confessor. I will meet you at the doors. And this vile scum, with your permission, I'll throw out the airlock. I doubt he will be of any further use. He has proved far more useful than I expected. He must have been in the cult only for a short time, and the psychic connection to his brethren had not taken root in his mind. No amount of torture would have loosened his tongue otherwise. Things are progressing too smoothly. I don't like it. Out of the airlock he goes.
Patience. My nerves are frayed.
Let us go find a Gene Stealer's cult. Now, am I getting ahead of myself? Maybe a smidge. Maybe a smidge. Maybe I should be doing other things before doing this quest. I don't know. Let's go to the Void Ship Crypt. I mean, the last fight, you know. But we were down to 5 people to start with, so that never helps. I mean, Adira really is a great addition to the, to the fighting force. Her abilities really can help, especially when it comes to taking out large amounts of rabble. Hello, enforcers in beautiful armor. Let's have a quick look at these guys. Unfortunately, I can't zoom in too much. Look at them in their full riot gear. They are ready for this fight. Professor Aldel, but he's the one in charge of the Gene Stealer cult. I'm calling it right now. Heed me, O guardian spirits, we have come to punish the great desecration. Heresy has made its lair in the dynastic crypt and disturbed the peace of our honored dead. I beg you to perform the ritual of unsealing and allow us passage. Panel is lined with sharp spikes. We now require your blood. The crypt will not open without a rotated genetic signature. Shout. Warriors' faces show staunch pride and a readiness to die rather than bring shame to their commander. Place your hand inside the panel. I think it's this confessor. How else did they gain access? Somebody must have gotten them in. And he is 50% of unlocking the mechanism, or at least turning off the machines. Panel's mechanical teeth sting your flesh, and you feel your blood trickling down the small ducts in the altar's bowels. You hear a click, and the crypt doors open with a piercing creak. Beyond them, you see nothing but darkness. Sacrilege. The hallowed crypt must remain illuminated at all times to drive away the shadows from the place of the ancestors' final repose. It was done on purpose, I'm sure of it. Our coming is expected. Vanguard, fight the Lord Captain with a Luminator servo skull. Take care, your ladyship, and watch out for dark corners. Move out for House von Valancius. Yeah, I'm thinking he turned off the machines.
Petra! I'll show you how it's done. Moving out.
Go, go, go!
Why do I feel like they're all about to just die? Ladyship, wait, there's been... Burst into the anti-compartment and stopped short when he sees the doors open to the gloom beyond. Damn it, I'm late. I'm meant to report an act of sabotage. They've cut off the Promethean supply to the crypt's lighting. You're walking into an ambush. They covered their tracks well, but I was worried about your safety, which is why I took the liberty of sending maintenance patrols to inspect the perimeter of the crypt. We're going in. I fear we might be underestimating the enemy. The Enforcers have already done it once. I, the Infernus Guild, will join you in this fight if you would have us. To get inside, the Aberrations would have had to make a passage for themselves somewhere in the crypt's perimeter. No one knows the maintenance tunnels better than us. We could find this breach and attack the enemy from the rear. I doubt a few workers armed with axes and torches will make much of a difference, but would be honored to die in your name. Then arm yourselves properly. A torch seems a poor weapon indeed. Depends on who's wielding. The Infernus Guild is banned from taking up arms. Our clan is branded because our ancestors were rebels. The station, where we originally hail from, once rose against Lady Theodora's predecessor. The traitors were killed, and the rest of the station was left stranded in the void to die without air or water. Out of those who repented, the rogue trader selected 1,000 who were allowed on board. Those spared people became the Infernus Guild, repairmen, firefighters. Those who bear the brunt of any disaster and who were the first to die. That was our penance. It's been centuries and we still we die, not just because our duty demands it, but because we atone for what our ancestors did. The Enforcers keep reminding us about it, and if they see an armed Infernus, they'll execute them on the spot. Such was the Lord Captain's will. I hereby remove the brand of shame. I never would have dared to ask your ladyship. You will live up to your expectations, I swear it. Those who die today will die smiling, for today is a great day for our people. Then as people have leave the hall, the doors of the crypt are open, it is time to step into the darkness. Forward we go. Confessor Adelbert.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue threat.
Saving. Right. Gates have been blocked to cut off all possible escape routes for the heretics and enforcers alike. They will not open until your victory has been secured. And Kibala throwing her swords around. Servitor.
They will see. Oh yes, they all will see.
Servitor looks like an animated corpse, but no grave will ever cut except a human who has become the rogue traders, and ours is a rare dynasty. Yet still we remember once those who walked at our side and served us with us honored. Needle pistol shells are scattered across the floor. They do not belong in this realm of tranquil glory. Master Duelist gloves. Wow, I'm robbing the dead. Why not? It doesn't seem to be having an effect on anybody.
Oh,
Right.
lies beyond.
Keep venturing through this dark realm. A couple of servitors here as well. Remember the deeds of the hero who died to protect the Lord Captain. Here lies Alaric Wolfgang of Geshter, the first seneschal to have come on board this vessel. Your duty is done. Now others. Do it. There are large footprints in the dust, but the 2 feet are of different shapes, one human and the other clawed and horribly mutated.
These bones of the dead should be serving the living. They could be used in rites or divinations, or as amulets. Why are they here, gathering
Something
dust
clicks beneath it,
and
somewhere in the dark, a
concealed
passage
from
opens with a
people's
rumbling groan.
eyes?
How intriguing.
What's intriguing? What's intriguing? Love it if they told you what you've just gone and found, because I see nothing unless it's this examination thing. Glory to the diligent servants of the dynasty who have exalted the title of Seneschal.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Okay, well, a passage did just open up. I don't know where this passage is supposed to be and whether it's potentially also behind me. I mean, that wouldn't help. Passage most definitely opened up, apparently. Servitor. Officer was installed recently. The inscription reads, "Here, Archmilitant Mort keeps his eternal vigil, protecting the death."
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Okay, let's keep forward. I think this could be the path that opened. Of the 100 different names is an engraved inscription: to all who made the highest sacrifice to dynasty and paid with their life, honor and name, I will remember you. Breacher's armor, medium armor. This is an enforcer's chamber, I believe. And I believe you're the only one wearing medium armor. Full and old key. It does not yield. Lumino Servitor Skull Beam reveals a lifeless cable of the entry cogitator snaking into the dark. That would be this cogitator, I guess. Follow the red cable. Tech use.
Over.
Find a way to open the door.
They will see.
The blood on the floor.
Yes, they all will see.
Crypt main hall. Okay. So I don't know. I opened a secret passage, but I think it was to the enforcer's chamber I found at the end. That's what I'm going for. And I got an old key, but something. Not sure what. Oh, this is a bit brighter. Forward, faithful, pure, crush those who oppose.
Let's see how to dismember you properly.
What was... They were definitely cultists. Neophyte hybrid marksman. Neophyte fighter, neophyte fighter. I definitely hear some sounds like some shooting, etc. going on. Neophyte fighters on the right. An aberrant, that looks the fun. Neophyte gunner. Demolish. Neophyte hybrid scanner. Neophyte gunner. A gene stealer and a gene stealer. Magus of the Ravenous Star. What have we got going on here? Magus marks a zone on the battlefield. In the next round, an explosion occurs, dealing from that much damage of 30% armor penetration to all units in that zone. The next round, an explosion occurs. At the beginning of the round? Because if he goes towards the end, that's quite cruel, because he'll just mark where I am, and then I won't be able to move. We'll see how that one goes. The Magus creates a telekinetic impulse which deals damage to all adjacent creatures and pushes them 3 cells away. Okay. Coordinated trap. Whenever this creature attacks an enemy for the first time in combat, that enemy must take a perception test. If failed, the coordinated trap effect is instilled on that enemy for 1 round. If the duration of the previously applied coordinated trap ends, the enemy can no longer suffer the effect. The creature always dodges attacks made by its allies. Combat Master, Telekinetic Dome. From attacks made by creatures outside of the dome. So yep, Kibula is going hunting. You can easily jump over this barrier. So that's not going to be a problem. Prepare for battle. I can hear them fighting somewhere. And more to the point, there's a hole right there, and you know who's going to be popping through that in a little while, don't we? We have Gene Stealers, Natural Armor, a whole bunch of abilities which I don't know. Oh yes, he has Ambush, doesn't he? You never know what a Gene Stealer cultist is capable of until they do it, or until you get too close. The Aberrant. Oh, same thing. Because he is counted as a Gene Stealer. These guys... Oh, even these guys as well. Oh, interesting. So we don't know what anybody does, basically. Right, so... Magus goes second, and then we have Earlit, then we have a Gene Stealer, Neophyte Hybrid Marksman, hit that guy there, and then a Fighter. That's not too much of a problem. Heinrichs, and then CC. Yeah, look, they're down here. They're in a chamber. We just saw all the... Look at them. They're charging. And then we have to take out the big guy. Stronghold of Aberrations. Not target adjacent enemies. Solid Stone. It can be damaged by potent telekinetic powers only, like the Magus' telekinetic explosion ability. Oh, I don't get it. Is this thing gonna start shooting at me? Oh. That's a weird one, isn't it? Got one here. This one isn't one. This one is. This one isn't. Ah, no, it is. Look, it's been destroyed. That one's damaged as well. Stronghold Loophole. Basically a bolter weapon. Oh, I get it. It's like a little bunker they've gone and created. Interesting. Right. Don't really have any cover down in this direction. That's not definitely not music to my ears. But cast this way. All I know is that Kibula also definitely wants to come very far this way. DC. I mean, I assume, yeah, this counts as cover. And with that, we'll be able to shoot most of the way up the sides. So... DC push forward that way. Yeah, the middle doesn't have, unless you push really, really far up. Have you come to there. Heinrichs. Get you as far forward as possible. And then Idira. Let's... on the right by here. Okay. Yeah, our problem is getting into cover at the beginning. Because although a lot of them are, quite a few of them are melee, they do have a back line of gunners. So yes. I accidentally put Kibula in the way. That was a big mistake. Let us...
Try to die with grace, at least.
Can be damaged by potent telekinetic powers only. I guess that wasn't a potent telekinetic power. But those two fighters are dead anyway. No, apparently that's not a potent telekinetic power either. Now I could... We don't need to mend reality. Feel the light. Most command could not be targeted with ability again for 2 rounds. Let's go for this guy.
Deliver us!
Thank you. And Gene Stealer at the back and a neophyte hybrid marksman. And let us try... Oh, just out of range. Let's see... Well, hang on. We should be... Well, allies in the rear area deal 11% damage to range attacks and gain... Yes, let's... Okay, let's just put Eolit in it for now. That's what we're going to go for.
Me? If you insist, Lord
Put
Captain.
that over there. And how far forward? As far as I want, apparently. Mark that all the way up there. Then
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Elliot gets another go. Pray.
If it
Marcus,
serves
pray.
your cause.
It does serve my cause. Stop being so angry, woman.
I am not your Xenos pet.
Flippin'
monkey.
Eldari Xenos. It's gone. It's crazy, I tell you. She's just not happy with her lot in life, it seems. Targets of the Webbers must pass an agility resistant test. With a -10 penalty, will become immobilized. Okay. Right, because they've got Webbers.
Ancestors guide me.
Oh, not quite. 5 health remaining. Damn. Although I could easily finish them off. And of course, then we've got the Gene Stealer. Gene Stealers jump around and disappear a lot. Yes, that'll be you. He's going to cause an explosion to happen somewhere. Okay. Heinrichs moves, and CC does not step into that gap, basically. You can have you run into here. Let's put you in a perfect spot.
I understand your intent.
Increase your stats. Let us...
This tedium is beneath me.
100% over penetration.
If it serves your cause, I deal death with my hands.
Kira gets a wonderful extra go. Let us start by... Let's mark a bit more prey. I want him to be prey. He's already prey. I want him to be prey. Second line, basically, of armed Webbers. They can all go down as prey. And I can't... No, not the sarcophagus. I can't quite see him.
What?
Sniper can also be marked as prey.
Or
And then... Forewarning?
anything
Kibala?
is.
Most definitely. And... Sensory deprivation. We'll go for the aberrant. Done. Well, I like the 7% chance. Use for the 3rd time. Get +1 charge of hunt down the prey. An ally kills a trailed enemy. The bounty hunter gains an extra turn after that ally's turn with all AP and MP remaining from the moment that it was used. At multiple point as well. Let's... I'm going to stay where I am. I'm not going to use hunt down the prey. We are going to most definitely mark him to be shot. He should still be there.
I must.
He has a lot of health. Team Stealer charging forward. Does he jump? I know he can jump up into the sky, so to say, and disappear. I say the sky, you know, the ceiling. Although maybe not in here. This is a very large chamber. Word of the Emperor. Can I get Adira as well? I don't think so. So we'll go for the 5 of us.
Naturally.
And then... do I charge forward? Or do I attempt to deal with these guys? I mean, we've got CC next. Then we've got a stronghold of the Aberrations. And another stronghold of the Aberrations. I don't know how much they're really going to do in terms of... kind of being pure damage and a pure problem, so to say. Oh, whoops, sorry. We'll be able to charge. Make yourself big and strong.
For the throne's glory. Let's see to it.
And then charge. Cult ambush. Nearest one to the Magos. It will be the next target of the Magos' telekinetic explosion. So I assume now I can see exactly what this guy can do. I very much can. Whenever this creature scores a critical hit, it reduces the target's armor by percentage bonus for 1 round, but it's got pretty low skills due to the fact that it's now blind. Turn the Vanguard gains deflection against ranged attacks equal to the moving yielding beacon, which I don't think we have any yet. Let's gain endure. We also get bonuses for having temporary hit points, so don't need to do a heal. CC, I would like to come there, but that would not be good. Although the first grenade can be done for free.
Oh, a wicked.
High momentum.
Beautiful. I thought that didn't take out my movement either. Well, that was a mistake. Who else? You're prey, you're all prey, you're all prey. You're not prey yet.
Does it work?
And then let's mark this Gene Stealer back here. You're not prey yet. We've got 2 people not marked as prey. 1 I cannot see, and 2 I cannot see. Everybody else, I believe, well, unless you count the Stronghold of the Aberration, but I don't know if he quite counts as being allowed to be marked as prey, to be honest. Okay. Oh, did we actually do damage to the thing behind it? No, we did not, because apparently only really powerful psychic things can do damage. And let us go for a normal shot. Death. And, okay.
But of course.
Cassia is standing a bit out into the open. And then sensory deprivation. We'll now put it on. Oh, he's out of range, but just. They're all out of range, but just. There's a shame. Start marking up the Gene Stealer. Oh, nice.
Oh, a wicked
Go and do that.
thought. Schemes.
5 MP.
within
Can I? Oh, I can't quite make
schemes.
it. But we will come this way because that at least blocks us. For instance, I can't shoot this sniper, so he should not be able to shoot me. find out how true those words are. But, oh, that's the third guy I can hit. I was about to say, what's going on?
Shattered foes in my wake.
Nice. Good hit. I think we will turn on
Let's see.
Astra Militarum. Heroic Act. Stronghold, Stronghold, Idira, Kibala. I'm not going to use the Heroic Act.
Just frighten me.
Ouch. Okay, so it does have a short range then by the looks of it. That's good to know. Range 7, max 15. Oh, well, it has kind of, it's going to come most of the way to here. It has kind of a good range on it. That was pretty rough, I must say. What's this? Everyone in 7-cell cone in front of the Psyker do Psychic Shriek damaging. Have Psychic Shriek damage and is forced to make a willpower resistance test. All targets that fail the test are stunned until the Psyker's next turn. Why, of course. That is something that will blow us all up. And yes, it does go at that point. What to do. If I was to duck myself in here. That does actually hit me. Well, that's mildly surprising. I wonder if I can...
Anything else?
Ah! Yeah, never mind, I guess I'm moving there. Does that work? Oh, it does! Oh, that's fantastic. Hopefully get a bit more dodging on the go now, then. And so then... Can't reach any of these with the Psychic Shriek. We can reach this guy, though. If I was to attempt to spark him out, would also reach the sniper behind. So let's do that. Although, is that the next thing I'm going to do? Now, there's the question. Improve my own stats. No, we haven't got too much range on that. Increase my dodge chance.
Was it you? Or...
And yes, I lost my heroic act due to the damage suffered. Warp, bad warp things are close to happening. Beautiful time. Going all the way to here. Let us jump over this barrier. Hello, you beautiful people. As I said, let's jump over this barrier.
My blade whispers your name.
Target enemy without spending a charge, immediately making a melee attack against that enemy. The blade ends repeats this combination of 3 times against random available targets. If it is impossible to use death from above, the blade enter only makes a melee attack against a random available target. Damage dealt to enemies by damage of time effects increased by 100% after all other modifiers. Now let's...
Let not the righteous fear. May their blades be sharp.
Doom, I won't jump away. That is fantastic.
Caught by the web. Let your soul be
Wow.
My blade
He's most of the way to dead
your
already.
name. The shadows will see it done. Trust me.
Start with that. Let's bathe the world
I
in
shall
blood.
not fail.
He dodged. Well then.
As honor ordains.
Dodged again.
Caught by the web killing
He's dead.
brings me no pleasure.
Well, that circle's disappeared now. And... do I in fact run back to the front? And wow, these guys are gonna do nothing. 15 health apiece? What were the makers of this fight thinking? They're just cannon fodder, seriously. Let us... all the way back to the beginning. Oh, hang on, we have to watch this 23-point attack at this point first. Oh! Yep, fortunately we attack after the jump. And then back we come, right to where we started. Well, yep. Big guy's dead. Yeah. These guys are so dead. I mean, seriously. What were the people who designed this fight thinking? 15 health. Oh. Sure, he's still blinded though, so...
Focus, Van Calox. Focus.
okay, being blinded didn't really seem to matter. Okay, yeah, all of our allies are now dead. Not much of a surprise in that one, really, is there? Dodge, dodge, and dodge. 4 shots, 4 misses. Dodge again.
We bring deliverance.
Nope.
Bring ruin.
He is. Net cannon.
Vengeance will be swift.
Okay, Heinrichs is not having a good day up there. Oh. Oh, hello. This thing spawns. That one didn't. That one did. Alrighty then. Let's come to here.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet.
Oh, I got that one as well. I didn't even realize, but that's a great bonus. Let's stick you into here.
On it.
I'll blind this neophyte gunner. And then let's... I
But
can.
of course.
I get him with reveal. Oh, I think I did get reveal the light already on him as well. We definitely need to bring down this warp
I'm
nastiness.
not accustomed to being ordered around.
Let's remove that ever so slightly. And let's destroy him. Might reach the aberration. Then hey,
If you insist,
let's just
Lord
lower their
Captain.
health. Why not?
No weakness is hidden from my sight.
Beautiful. Right now then.
If it
Piercing
serves
shot.
your cause. I understand your intent.
You. Not gonna hit. Not gonna hit. Let's go for the aberrant. I think. Affected by an exploit. No. Oh, that guy has an exploit, but they're both pretty weak, so. Okay, it's fine. Let's simply shoot him.
This tedium is beneath me. Fortune favors the swift.
Nice. And potentially might not need to come back to him, but Let's mark him, the hybrid
Not
sniper.
your Xenos pet, Monkey.
These stealers are coming. Heinrichs. Bit of healing on the go, right. With everything we have left.
I won't object to it. Nothing stands against me.
Okay, yep, he's going down fairly nicely. I could charge, but I think I'm actually going to... Because he should have a few stacks of this, right? He has 4, yes, so I'll take it. And then give him some more temporary hit points. This job is 100% just to stay alive. Take a step forward. And... let us... Has anybody not been marked as prey down here? Oh, he hasn't, but that's okay. Let's simply mark this guy as prey. Penetrate.
A wicked thought.
Do it. Dira. Blind the sniper. And
Was that you?
continue working on the Gene Stealer.
Oh, a wicked thought.
Nice. That's him gone as well. Right, you can now blind Gene Stealer. Get I don't even know if that worked. It did. Sensory deprivation. And let's keep working on him.
Anything else?
When he joins this fight, I expect him to die very quickly. CC, regain 2 AP, which is going to be used to reload. May as well just entrench.
I feel nothing. Fear nothing.
Nice. Right, Adira. Really, none of them are quite close enough to each other. They must be the perfect distance apart. I won't go and use that. We shall... Oh, yeah, I forget I have Heinrichs there as well. Let's not get him killed.
On it.
Adding those stacks. Yeah, he is too far away still. That's alright. He will be coming closer. Have no doubt. Gene Stealer, Neophyte Hybrid Sniper, Neophyte Gunner, Hybrid Marksman, Stronghold of the Aberration, Neophyte Hybrid Sniper, and Neophyte Hybrid Marksman.
Anything else? Be gone.
Take out the Marksman, and then we get another really weird kind of strange go. Make him blind. Increase the stats of Cass.
Course.
Okay, that kind of messed up because that actually took things away from me when she had her extra go on her go. That didn't make too much sense. We're gonna come in for the Gene Stealer right now. We are going to start with a simple slice.
I cannot serve you in this way.
Raining blood. Okay, dodged, but started raining blood.
The shadows will see it done.
That may not have been the best idea in the grand scheme of things. Dodged. 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 I don't like that. Yeah, that's a lot of dodge. That's a lot of dodge. I don't think anyone has any effects on them, to be honest. Alright, we're going to pretty much stay where we are, and we are going to... If a raining blood is used, one charge of blood vial is restored. Sure.
As the tenants demand.
More damage for each stack of the bloodstained effect. Yeah, Kiburo could be actually be in quite a bit of trouble here. Here comes Gene Stealer. Also now wandering through this mist of blood. Hybrid Sniper, as could Heinrichs. Although... Oh no! Beautiful dodge by... Alright, that's the Neophyte Gunner. I thought it was Gene Stealer having to go then. I was about to say that's bad. Oh, he's now on 5 stacks.
I won't go down easy.
Whole bunch of 0 damage. Don't know how, but I'm not going to complain on that one. Dodged and net cannon. What does that do? Oh, immobilized. Fine. With Sniper slowly dying. Dodged. Beautiful. The background firing, I thought there was definitely a fight going on there. Let's come up to there. Can I? Yes.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
If toughness goes down, willpower goes down. Dodge is still being a bit of a problem, though.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Let's start taking out the Gene Stealer. Now I'm gonna be out of range. I'm also wondering, I'm gonna have to destroy these strongholds, I'm sure. It's gonna be kind of a pain in the ass. No, we can't. That, let us
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
increase her stats and sure, let's just keep increasing some stats. I don't think those stats particularly actually did anything, to be honest,
In the
but
name of House Orselio, I shall prevail.
gets another full go. And so with that,
As honor ordains. The shadows will see it done. Trust me.
As duty demands.
what I like to see. Now, unfortunately, I can't do anything else after that. Because, yep. How many stacks do I have? 6. Sure, I can make some distance with 6. Oh, okay. Sure.
I shall not fail. Death is a blessing. Trust me, killing brings me no pleasure.
Will do.
The shadows will see. The other side awaits.
You're marked as prey. What have I got left? I've got 6 people left. You're marked as prey, but I'm not going for you. 3 of them are strongholds. So, who else do we have? Stronghold, Stronghold, Bean Stealer, fight Hybrid Marksman. Oh, this guy down here, who is not marked as prey.
Anything else?
So I shouldn't get anything else coming back my way.
Caught by the web, as honor ordains.
So,
I shall not fail. Is a blessing.
now she gets her go, but that's fine.
On it.
Might be the end of Gibela's go, to be perfectly honest. Let us just jump behind this, and then we'll call that a go. We'll call that Cass's go as well. Would like to say a fully healed.
Soul slips beyond the veil.
He's dead. So just this neophyte hybrid. Oh, this is another bonus go. Let's just skip that.
If it serves your cause.
Control the bold.
I am
penetrate.
not your Xenos pet monkey.
Pipe down.
You move it.
Beautiful. We don't have to destroy the strongholds. They would have been a bit of a pain. Oh, nice.
Another one.
I wonder if I could have done that during the fight. Who knows? The old man before you resembles a human being, but the scaled, bony growths going from the bridge of his nose to the top of his bloated, hairless head, the grotesque cheekbones, and the black claws on his meaty fingers leave no doubt that this creature is a genetic aberration. He utters in a creaking voice, black spittle spraying from his mouth, "You have spilt the blood of the congregation. You have offended the purest of his chosen children, you heretic." The creature's last word elicits a nervous laugh from the nearby enforcers. The irony of this embodied perversion of the human form accusing you of heresy is not lost on them. The confessor whispers a quiet prayer. The master at arms is watching the old man's every move, her lips twisted in contempt. Where's Heinrich? How much of the crypt has been desecrated? The accursed spawn have disrespected the spirits of the dead, but thankfully they did not have enough time to wreak as much destruction as they could have. Many tombs were disturbed, but what is the most outrageous? They sought to despoil Lady Theodora's urn. After her ladyship's cremation, her ashes were made into this magnificent relic, an example of resilience and purity. One of the heretics dared to lay claim to it. The sight of the gem takes Adira's breath away. You catch her quiet whisper. She's beautiful, even in death, she shines on. And it resonates with a soft, pearly glow. They may appear similar, and yet as bright as monkey relics are on the surface, they are hollow inside. They hold no memory, no life. No, not all. No. Tradition demands that the Lord Captain's body be burned so that no one could use samples of their tissue or blood to gain access to the ship systems that require the Rogue Trader's genetic imprint. Lady Theodora herself once voiced her desire to be turned into a stone. Turn the relic to Lady Theodora's urn. Perform the ritual and pray in hopes of easing Lady Theodora's anger. The ashes of the other eminent dead whose rest was disturbed will be transferred to the reliquary chapel. Rites of redemption will be held day and night. Thousands of the ship's crew will be allowed to kneel before the relics and pray for the Lord Captain's health and the dynasty prosperity. Heinrich. Oh, there he is. He's right next to We have. The discovery cost the guild 68 souls. It was crowded in those tunnels. They set monsters on us, but few things can scare someone who has seen a fire in the Arsenal Bay. Look at the auto-piston and Ironwick's belt, but says nothing. Master at Arms report. Gaze remains trained on the mutant. You noticed deep wounds on her chest and shoulder, but she shows no sign of acknowledging their existence. Strike forces have cleared these side sections of mutants. The freaks fought like madmen, but they could not match the skill of the Von Valancius enforcers. Once victory was secured, our pursuit units made sure that none would escape. Our flamer squads are in the process of purging the crypt. All degenerates confirmed dead. I've rectified the consequences of your blunder, but does not mean I have forgotten who was responsible for letting this taint spread on my ship. I pardon the enforcer negligence that led to treason and danger in the ship. You and your people have proven yourself. He responds with a weak smile. Thank you for restoring our honor, Lord Captain. What he has to say. You shall perish in the cold void. Your heart shall beat its last under the light of uncaring stars. Your lungs shall become trees of ice within your chest. You will never receive the grace of the many-armed Emperor. Nudge one of these wounds with the toe of your boot. The old man doubles over, but it is not pain or fear, but burning hatred that contorts his face. Go on, torture me, I'll endure it all. My time may be up, but you are all doomed. I will gladly spit the words of truth in your face, and they will burn you like acid. In death I will send to the hosts of pure voices, and I will await the day when you will pay for the shed blood of his children. I am the herder of the pure. The many-armed Emperor has blessed my mind with the ability to behold him, and I guided his children until you came and slaughtered us, heretic. The loathsome tribe has spawned a sorcerer, no doubt to help them brainwash more victims and swell the cult's ranks. Psychic ability, human-like appearance, high status within the cult. I believe we are looking at a so-called Magus, a psychically gifted gene-stealer cultist, the cult's elite. Magus' speciality is recruitment and subjugation. Why did you make your lair here? None wander in here. We are free to offer our prayers without fear of discovery. And this sight of dead heretics was pleasing. Trampling your bones was a righteous act. That is why I ordered the pure to sunder the walls of your bone vault and make this place a sanctuary for our congregation. The demolition test failed. Really? The menace, a light in the abomination's eyes, leaves no doubt. No barrier could have stopped him, intent as he was on committing sacrilege. Interesting. Now I see why so many inspectors in the adjacent compartments have had accidents. Are there more freaks on board? 40 years ago, the profaner Theodora, the false sovereign, stopped in the trade outpost Herioke's Rim to replenish her crew. The outpost had long served as a bastion of the pure. My brethren and I were chosen to embark on her ship and prepare for the coming of the many-armed Emperor. This uprising against your godless dominion has been many years in the making. You notice that the crypt looks surprisingly undefiled even after all these years. The heretics could have turned it into an inconceivable nightmare, yet the signs of corruption are few and localized here. Herioke's Rim, that cesspool of abomination, must be burned. Who knows how many ships they have infected over the decades. Hang this carrion. The man's face twists with rage, and his milky eyes bulge. He hisses, "The many-armed Emperor cometh. The true God shall avenge us, and when he does, I will laugh." A string of doomsaying is silenced by a kick from the Master-at-Arms. And they shall burn. Furnace workers. Shredder shotgun. Always add to cargo. Improved body glove. I'm surprised that's not always already added in cargo. Chain axe. And Rebels sniper rifle. We'll actually keep that one. Or go left. I'll keep what? The sniper rifle. Ah, this is me. Goods. Bio dagger. Increases its damage by +1 until the end of combat, and it stacks. And a blood burner. Very nice. The hole in the wall seems to grim with broken teeth as if mocking the dynasty's ancestors. It would be impossible to make a hole like that without industrial tools. Theodora's statue towers over the broken urn. Her gaze is confident and bold as if she is challenging those who would dare disturb the rogue trader's seat. Huh. Genetic aberration has sullied this temple of memory. I will conduct a vigil in the crypt to ensure that all corruption is expelled. We don't need to come back through here. Rebels, sniper rifle, and an auto gun. Just loot the place. What do we have? Physaline. We have a new type of grenade. And I don't want a Weber. Very much. Neophytes, 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 neophytes. Monument was shattered to give the defenders a better field of fire. Another compartment. Could hopefully pick everything up. To Mars pattern chain axe. I'll always add to the cargo, and I'll keep 2 for now. Collect all. Accept. You sure wish to collect the remaining trophies and leave this location? Yes, I am. And to the Void Ship Bridge. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that was a long saga of killing gene stealers aboard the ship. That was a good 3-hour investigation. But we found them. We unfortunately, I think, killed an enforcer who was innocent. But then we did manage to run in there and burn this gene stealer cult to the ground. Very much so. Also worth noting that even if I was playing Heretic, I think that's how it would go. Because, well, that's just... I think that's just how it should be, because... Gene Stealers... Whoa, what's all this blood? What's this Keebler's doing? There's blood everywhere. What's going on? You been dripping on the floor? Proud to serve the dynasty. Because although they're Gene Stealers, and so they're against the Emperor, I don't think they're technically Chaos. They want the Tyranids to turn up and destroy planets. Not really in line with Chaos, because Tyranids would probably quite happily eat Chaos as well. Mutants are hiding on an ill-reputed trading post. Game was lost, mutant stories. Cash on footfall. Secrets of the cult. Diary in distress. New ruler. Classified information. Tasks. You have it. No more rumors. No more contracts. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a very long saga. Everybody has a couple of ranks to go up, which we'll start on next turn. Let's go back to the Kronos Expanse map and see if we can arrive. I think we're on our way to Footfall. And I know that's the end goal. But I think that's the jump we were literally in the middle of before. Yes, we were massively interrupted. And so, with that, ladies and gentlemen, of course, yes, Forgotten Twins. Save the Aldari survivors. Oh, so I do have to kind of go there anyway. So that's actually quite good. I can make this route safe, technically. I wonder if that actually does something. I'll be potentially interested to find out. Maybe we'll have a go at that next turn. I'm sure I can waste 3 warp travel and it not be too bad of a thing. But we'll find out. Anyway, we're going to leave it there for now, ladies and gentlemen. That has been, as I said, the full episode. We have beaten our way through our void ship so that we can destroy a gene stealer cult. Got a few items, nothing particular. Attack their next attack against any target automatically hits and cannot be parried or dodged. Not bad. Not bad at all. We do have an improvised Weber that can just simply disappear immediately. But yeah, we do have a pretty nice dagger, to be honest. If I was to go 2 weapons with Kibula, that would definitely be an option. Bloodburner is also another pretty good weapon, pretty good for Jay. A Rebel sniper rifle, maybe we'll use that on someone else. And a couple of Mars pattern chain axes. Yeah, we got a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but as I said, we'll have a quick look through all of this next episode. We'll increase our levels earned, or should I say assign our skill points. And so until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for joining me. And as per always, until we see you again, I hope that you will stay safe, happy,